Hello everybody. I'm just still setting shit up. Hello. Hello, hello. How are we all doing? Let me make sure I'm coming through as well. I sound alright. Hello everybody, hi Shmee, hi Ultimate Agent, hi Road Breach, Jim Homeward, and Focus, and Jakey. Shmee with $10. Have some Shmee money, thank you. Hello everybody. I see Nick. I see a lot of people here. Hello everybody. We're just getting started. Hi Shmee, hi Danny. I see you too. Both the Shmees. Hello. Let me finish getting things set up. I'll get switched over. I'll turn the music down a little bit for now. I am on call with the other Shmees and friend Nick and Krillix. Actually, is Krillix here yet? Krillix is not here yet. That bastard. Krillix will be joining us, though. The former Frogman with the current Frogman. Hello. I was former Frogman. I am no longer. I thought we were done with the dumb drama. Hey, it's always something. Oh, this one's just silly. This is just silly nonsense. This is drama dumb, but if I exactly. Am I late? No, I'm just getting started. We're just getting started. I'll switch over to the other screen in a moment. I do have ThunderStruck's video up already. So Lucas with $2. Hello, thank you. That TBG Fallout video was so bad. I am gonna have mine out hopefully tomorrow. I still have more editing and a bit more voiceovers to record. So, I'll see if I can get mine out. And some guy with $2, $2 bill. I will go grab vending machine snacks with the $2. I'll go get a Snickers. What the fuck's happened? Is the ThunderStruck's response to that? Is pretty. I've only heard through Nier because I've been busy today trying to edit my video and get stuff done. So I didn't actually watch too much of it myself. But Nier and I usually like to look these things over before we stream them or anything. So he was doing that himself. And everything he was telling me, it's not too good. Consume snacks, I agree. I agree, Road Bridge. Alright, let me undeafen myself. Hi, Flange. Hi, hello.
Hello.
It's me. Hello, everybody.
It's me.
I will switch the screen over to. Let me get over to. We're going to this screen. That's the that screen. It's my favorite, the that screen.
It's my favorite screen. The screen.
It is my favorite. I should also screen share for you guys. That would be a smart thing to do. There we go. Streamer things. I haven't streamed.
Krillix is not here, yet he is playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Yell at him.
Oh my god, he said he was gonna be here. I told him to join General and for Nier to drag him in when he sees him. So Nier, you're on Krillix lookout duty.
Yeah, I'm already DMing him.
Thank God. I'm not on Curly's lookout duty for once.
I might come out of retirement just to bully Lucas. Lucas wants to make a video on TPG, I think.
Ex-Lucas content, unironically though. That's peak.
That shit is fucking goated. I haven't seen him fucking, like, I don't know, all of his videos, even if they're bad, they're still funny to some degree. He's always got something. But yeah, so ThunderStruck response, not that great. Let me mute the music. So, Shmee, do you have anything to say to start this off with before we actually get into the video?
What an accident.
Yeah,
I'm starting off like that.
Good job.
You know what? Me slurring my words like that painfully bad, that's a great way to open this up, actually, because it just demonstrates how painfully awful and painful brain-inducing this video is.
Krillix is available now, he's in General.
I see him.
Hooray! We can get Krieg.
Finally.
Is Krieg? Is Krieg.
Took you long enough for Luke's.
Let me make sure I turn you up some, Krix.
I was talking to someone.
Bad Krillix. No talking.
You don't talk to people, no one likes you.
I was
Yeah.
excited to see the angel in the
Sublime.
corner. I am glad. Appreciate Danny for making the sprites again still. But yes, I have it finally switched
You're
it out on
welcome.
OBS.
You're so welcome.
I do like them.
appreciate
Open
it.
up your stream.
I
on
appreciate the
accident.
offer. I was like, fuck it, we ball.
Yes, I love the sprites too. So I like the rebranding. Is it as bad as the Sean response? I don't know. Near would you... Ferrellix actually watched it all the way through. Near didn't get quite... you only got like a half hour or like
So,
40 minutes, you
It's
said?
not as bad as Sean's, because Sean just straight up tries to call Near a pedophile. But it's not as bad as Sean's. But it's definitely it's bad. It's bad.
I don't know. Another thing that probably makes Sean's worse is the first time he uploaded his video. It was literally just
It was
all
only
through
one
one ear. It was awful.
Huh?
So like, if you guys don't know, for those of you in the chat, yesterday I was on Danny Lyon's stream, my new girlfriend.
Hi.
Then the third Shmi is
It's
just
me.
me.
So
Hi,
for
it's me.
hi Danny. So for a portion of that stream where I was with Danny, we talked a little bit about Thunderstruck because we were waiting for his video to come out, and on that stream I predicted a few things,
me get a
all of
water
which
over
have
there.
come true. All of my predictions on that stream have come true. I knew that Thunder would bring up Josh's comment to say that his video is validated. I knew that he would take a lot of my points out of proportion, and I knew he would misinterpret a lot of my points entirely, and I knew he'd just be pretty fucking dense. Just overall, this video is a complete dumpster fire. In terms of like how long I've watched this video, I've gotten to like the half-hour mark, and like based on that, man, I don't think it's gonna get any better from there. I think it's only going down from here.
I'm hoping to power through the whole video tonight, but we'll see how long we sit around and rant for and everything as well. Because there's 5 of us.
Another thing is, out of like 33 minutes I've watched of Thunder's video, he brought up one good point. That's it. One point that was actually valid, but it's only because I had poor wording.
So yes, from what I've heard through Nier, it's not too good.
It is horrendous.
$2 from Lucas. Show the Thunderstruck response bingo card. Oh,
I can make one.
we need to make one. Yes.
On it.
This drama feels like the drama we had with Crix. That's what it feels like, Roby. And Krellix and I were talking about that earlier.
It's actually like it came full circle.
Exactly.
All right. What's the word? What's the What are we putting on the bingo card? My bad.
Oh,
I'm a little
fuck.
stupid.
Oh no.
We're doing
Right.
this now. I was expecting to do this after.
Yeah, we should
I'll
probably do
it right
something
now.
like that
well,
after.
you guys can watch the video. I'll probably take it from chat. Suggestions from chat. It's fine.
If anybody wants to throw random shit out there in the chat for suggestions. I just finished making my popcorn. Hello. Yes, he's here. He made his popcorn. I hope you enjoy then. Have fun, Thunderstruck.
Okay, I will put subjective on it as well. Thank you.
Hope you enjoy the popcorn, Thunderstruck. It's gonna be a long one.
So.
It's gonna be a long stream.
Yeah, it is. Roast me. Okay. Alright, fair enough. To be fair, I haven't watched this yet. Nier watched part of it, and Krillix watched all of it. I only saw your first video, and Nier's response. I haven't seen this yet. So with that being said, if you guys are ready...
Thunder, before we start, I just have to tell you, if we weren't friends, you would have committed career suicide with this video. It's god-awful.
You're so nice. That's why I love you. Let me just do a quick check on the audio before I actually play the video.
What is up, guys?
I'm sure it's good.
115, and I hope your day is going well, because I have got some quality-ass entertainment for you. So last week I made a video responding to Kim Joshun's video on safe sequels, and as it turns out, Josh himself actually left a comment on that video, further clarifying his stance. And what we established about this whole thing is that we basically just have vastly different opinions on this subject. Josh being of the opinion that a sequel should vastly change the predecessor and basically reinvent the wheel, whereas I'm of the opinion more therefore a sequel should focus more on improving what was great about the predecessor while also showing up its weaknesses. Overall, his comment was a really good response, which is more than I can say about the video that we're going to be taking a look at today. Now, the title of this absolutely wonderful YouTube video is called Thunderstruck 115's response to Kim Josh-un is terrible, and comes from Brother Near 2.0. Now, I'm not going to act like the video that I made criticizing Josh was perfect by any means. I do think that there are a few things that Near points out.
I mean, to be fair, Thunderstruck, the only reason I also didn't make a response to it is because TPG made a video that I wanted to respond to more. It's the only reason I also didn't dogpile you, to be fair.
Well, we get to do it now on stream. Yay!
Yay!
Hooray! I'm here too. I can't wait to dogpile on this motherfucker.
I was also going to make a response to Thunder. Actually, I can't remember why I didn't.
Why didn't you?
I ended up not. I don't know.
I don't know. I have short-term memory loss.
He's a goldfish.
Why am I here again?
I don't remember why I didn't make a response to him, but now I'm really wishing I did.
Isn't it because of the
Didn't have the
pedophiles?
time.
Oh yeah, it was because of the lolicons. Cause I was working. I had a
Oh, Krilly. This is why I had that little tiny bit in, like, I don't want to go too off topic, but that's why I had the tiny joke in my fucking Lethal Company video of just Krillix likes lollies, because you're always talking about them or something.
That's true.
I love that part. Krillix likes lollies.
You did make a response to me, Krillix? So, well, we're talking about during this situation, not those responses, Thunderstruck. Sup, hello TPG, you're next on my list. My video on you should be out hopefully tomorrow.
It's that OnlyFans gamer.
It's the OnlyFans gamer. It's that
Oh,
OnlyFans
no.
viewer.
You poor creature, you.
Only fans of viewer. Oh no.
I wasn't sure you were joking, to be fair.
The video's not even out and we're already dogpiling on him.
Mine's not out yet. Nears is. Mine should be out tomorrow.
No, I'm talking about the PlayStation Gamer Shop. On your video.
Yeah, mine
We're
should
already
be out.
dogpiling him.
Well, yeah, because Nears is out, to be fair.
That's fair. That's fair.
But yes, back on topic.
Out that was actually an L on my part, but
Did you make
the
res-
vast
No, Thunder. I was
majority of this
planning on
video
making a
just
response to you to this
completely
video.
Yeah.
Not to this video, but your original video on Josh.
Also, yes, I'm talking about the Fallout video. I'm responding to TPG as well. PlayStation Gamer.
This is the point that I was trying to make. And honestly, each time I watch his video, the funnier it gets from just how bad it is. Now, this video is probably going to be a bit of a longer one.
I could say the
since
same
we
for
do
this
have
video.
some responseception going on, so grab a drink, grab some snacks, and let's take a look at this absolutely wonderful YouTube video.
What's up, my fellow clout givers? Recently, Kim Josh-un came back to make some quality content, and one of the videos he made is about, quote, safe sequels. He talks about certain games like Starfield, Spider-Man 2, Doom Eternal, and most notably, Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Now, I don't really care about Zelda at all, but the reason why I'm going to be talking about this video today is because a certain somebody has responded to this video and missed the mark entirely, and that is the great and wise Thunderstruck 115.
Hey, that's me.
Now, the title of this video is called Tears of the Kingdom is bad because it's too good. Kim Josh-un is a moron. Now, the title of this video...
I love responseception, by the way, because how deep into this is this stream already? You got response to a response over a response. How many times have I done this on my channel? Too many.
Not enough.
Too many.
There's too many.
Shut up, Krillix.
Is in good spirit. There's no hate intended. That doesn't mean I'm gonna go easy on you either. I'm not gonna be nice. That goes to Thunderstruck as well, to be fair.
Why be nice in a commentary video where you dunk on idiots?
That's the point.
Video, along with the text in the thumbnail, is a bit of a straw man, and we will get into why that is.
Is that really a straw man, though, when he literally says in the video that he doesn't think Tears of the Kingdom is a good sequel because it's so good to the point of replacing the original? I mean, yeah, it's a bit
It
of
is a
stretch
straw
on
man.
my part, but at the same time, I haven't...
Do you have more to add?
It is a straw man because when Josh calls it a bad sequel, that doesn't mean it's a bad game.
Well, it's literally arguing opinions, like you said at the beginning, because it's what he just subjectively... Because he doesn't, like you said, he doesn't think it's a bad game. It's just about subjectivity at that point.
It is.
Does the most meta videos have endless responses? When will I get my roast? There's some background noise. I don't know what the fuck the background noise would be. I'm sorry about that. That might be something in the other room. I don't know when you're getting a roast, so I don't even know how to pronounce your name. Saku wants to fight? I don't know if I've heard of your channel. But okay.
Tendency to exaggerate my thumbnails and titles for the sake of driving engagement. Like, my guy, you've been subscribed to my channel for the past 2 years now. How are you just now noticing this?
But for now, let's get into the video. And
It's not just
dissect his
me
arguments
noticing that
against
your titles are exaggerative, Thunderstruck. It's the fact that you are also on record in your video stating that you think Josh thinks Tears of the Kingdom is a bad game because it's a bad sequel, because it's too good compared to Breath of the Wild. Not only is your title exaggerative, quote unquote, but it's also verbatim what you're trying to argue against Josh with in your video.
Well, I mean, again, it's just subjectivity. Like, pretty much from the beginning of the video, he did say this was just dumb opinions, so this whole debate is just over fucking stupid opinions.
When did I say that? Thunder, that was your main argument against Josh when it came to Tears of the Kingdom. And right here in your response to me, you just acknowledged that's exactly what you're saying.
Oh my.
Josh, shall we?
Doom Eternal is
Who's the
pretty much
fourth
the
person
gold
there?
standard for
I know
modern
Psyche,
games
Nier, and
now.
Krillix are talking, but who's the fourth person? There's 5 actually. One of them is Dandelion, and one of them is some guy online.
One of them is our girl, Nier and I's girlfriend Danny, and then we have friend Nick.
I'm a radio.
He is Radio Man.
I'm eating soup.
Danny's eating soup.
I'm having dinner right now, so apologies.
No, I said that Josh said it was a bad sequel, not that it was a bad game. Well, Thunder, you were also strawmanning Josh by thinking his ideal sequel is worse than the original. So like, I don't know how you're coming to that conclusion other than the fact that you think Josh was saying that Tears of the Kingdom was a bad game.
Why does everybody? No. What do you think "our" means?
We're in a poly relationship. That's all it is.
It was literally in the community
Let's
post,
go.
for fuck's sake.
Road breach, don't pull a thunder, please.
Please, I'll beg.
Do you think "our" means Nier and I's girlfriend? That implies both of us.
Also, it has chunks in it, so that's why I'm eating soup. PlayStation gamer.
Anyways, let's continue.
Yes.
It's probably my second favorite game ever, only losing it to Breath of the Wild, which we'll also talk about later on. But Doom Eternal is absolutely phenomenal. It does all of the following. It improves on its predecessor to make it objectively better. It has enough gameplay differences to make it good in its own way, while still giving you a reason to go back to its original.
Fucking Lucas, with $2, got room for one more. I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe Lucas will have to see.
It's gonna be.
We'll have to go out to dinner sometime and see Lucas.
It's okay, bro.
We got room for 2 more.
Of course, Nick.
Maybe.
Of course, Nick.
I don't know if we want to have like a cacophony of noise though. That's
Yeah,
the thing,
sure.
Lucas.
I think we have the most amount that is reasonable to have in a stream.
This is fair.
To get a significantly different type of game, and it has so many new ideas that make it more of its own thing rather than just another sequel.
I want everybody to keep this in mind for when he talks about Tears of the Kingdom.
Okay, this is off topic, but this is really starting to get distracting.
This part.
Why is the bitrate for when Josh and I are speaking so goddamn low? I thought this might have been an issue on my end at first, but then I tried taking a section from my video and Nier's response and comparing a frame there between the two, and it's a night and day difference. Like, granted, in my video it's not exactly the sharpest, and that's mainly because I'm running Trepang 2 with DLSS enabled, but when I switch over to Nier's video, it's a blurry mess. I mean, it's particularly noticeable in the frame rate
not
Can
that
you
different.
pause this?
So,
Can you pause
Gen-
this?
is-
Genuinely, when I watched this, I watched this at like the hour it came up, the hour went live on Thunder, I was watching at 1080 on my phone. I legit could not notice a single difference until you showed the FPS counter screenshot.
Yeah,
and the only
I'm sorry, go ahead.
the only reason it's like this is because of constant YouTube compression. When you make a video, oh, I don't know what editing software I use, but when I use Premiere, my video looks a lot better than when it goes live. That's because of YouTube compression. If I were to download my video off of YouTube instead of pulling from the Premiere file, it's gonna look even worse if I upload it again. It's just YouTube compression on top of compression.
I would also like to iterate that, especially back during our drama with you acrylics when I was defending Thunderstruck and Nier, because I told you guys this before, but I want to say it on stream, that whatever third-party website I used at the time to download it, because it's before I used 4K video downloader, it compressed it down to at least like 480p when I downloaded your video, and you can tell there's a vast difference in the fucking video quality between yours and my response. It looks like shit, and I don't think anybody brought it up then. I think you brought it up to me like months later. You're like, why does it look bad? I was like, I don't know, it downloaded weird. It got compressed to shit. I didn't notice. I didn't really give a fuck either.
Yeah.
Even then, that shouldn't affect the content at all.
It shouldn't really affect your arguments either.
Yeah,
I mean,
it shouldn't affect anything.
This is just a random nitpick, but I don't understand the point, really.
It's just YouTube compression on top of YouTube compression.
Also, Lucas with another $2. Thank you. You keep throwing me random fucking change. Thank you, though. This is my 13th reason why. For what? For wanting to join? What is it? Makes sense, damn it.
Come on, explain.
During the Arita Shooter drama, I did not see any noticeable difference in bitrate between my original and Krillix's response. Here, though, once I noticed it, it was hard to unnotice it. I was talking about my videos, specifically Thunderstruck. If you go to my video...
And I couldn't notice it. I did not notice a difference until you zoomed in on the 128 FPS part of the image. And I was watching it at 1080-60.
I mean, at the end of the
it's
day...
very nitpicky.
At the end of the day, this is just a nothing. This is literally just nothing. Like, you can bring it up, but it doesn't really do anything. YouTube compresses shit.
Really,
downloaders compress shit. It just happens.
but what really sells it is what he says next. Just keep playing it.
Okay.
Keep playing it real quick.
In the top left corner of the screen. And I know it's not an issue with me downloading Nier's video because A, I selected the highest quality option available, and B, the sections where Nier is speaking looks perfectly fine. Quite conveniently, might I add. Oh, but go to a section where either Josh or I are speaking,
that's
bam,
also
it's time to smear
the art
Vaseline
style
all
of the
over the
game.
screen. Like, I don't know if this is a technical fuck-up on Nier's end or if he intentionally does this, but please, fix this. It is not
Why would anybody intentionally lower the quality of a fucking video like that? There's no reason
No,
to do
because it
that.
makes my point better if I lower the quality of the response, you know?
Yeah.
You make my point 10 times better
If I
if
make
my
the
video's
video
higher
look as
quality.
shit as possible, no one will want to respond to it.
Exactly.
Because I know when I want to make a response video to somebody, I just try to mute them entirely so that you can't hear them and my points make more sense. I just try and make their video as shit and as quiet as possible so you can't decipher it.
I just really want to know what made him think this. Like,
What?
do you get to
What do
the
you mean
point?
storage space?
Thunder.
Storage
Unless you have 5 gigabytes of storage, I think you're fine.
I don't think Nier or me or any of us that are making fucking YouTube videos have a problem with storing video files. Especially when you're downloading like that. They might be like fucking a couple gigabytes at most.
Yeah, but you're not big.
No,
It's like getting raw footage that's big.
It's usually when I fucking do B-roll that I end up with a file that's like 40 or 50 gigabytes. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, sometimes I'll forget to turn shadow play off.
Yeah, and I end up with a massive fucking file. But that's when I'm recording B-roll. When I download YouTube videos, they're not that big.
It's not that big.
Again, I wasn't sure if you had some weird reason to do it or if it was unintentional. Thunder, I really need to beg the question on what sparked in your brain to think this is intentional. I'm very curious.
Whether or not there's a stipulation there that you weren't sure, like, what at all would give you the idea that it was intentional is the question.
And even if it was intentional, what would I gain out of it?
Thunder, like, do you know what YouTube compression is? Like,
I don't think he does. No.
All right, well, for I'm not keeping this stream from being too long. Let's just continue for now.
Yeah.
Not a good look.
At first glance, Doom Eternal seems to be another one of those safe sequels that I just listed earlier, but once you actually play the game and really understand it, you realize, oh shit, this game could pretty much be another reboot in the series like 2016 was.
No, because Doom Eternal basically took what Doom 2016 did, added some shit on top of it, and made it an even better game.
Josh wasn't saying that it wasn't a better game than its predecessor. His point is that Doom Eternal innovated so much from Doom 2016 that it stands out more and is not just a generic sequel along the lines of Spider-Man 2 where it just feels like the same game.
My guy, if that's all that Josh said during that statement, I would not have taken an issue with it. Obviously, Doom Eternal made several changes from Doom 2016 to help it stand out. My issue is when he says that the changes are so drastic that it could basically be its own reboot. A reboot in this context would imply that the game completely changes direction, which is not what Doom Eternal did. It's still about fast-paced arena shooter combat where you move around the arena quickly while prioritizing targets based on the severity of the threat that they pose. A lot of the specifics have changed, yes.
Pause real quick. So, if it's not a reboot because it has the same core gameplay, then Doom 2016 in that sense would also not be a reboot from the original Doom games, which is very much so a reboot from the original Doom games. It was not intended to be a direct sequel until they started connecting everything.
Yeah.
So that's flawed logic right there.
It was most definitely a reboot, and they were trying to, like, that was the main pitch, was that it was like trying to go back to Doom's roots of like fast combat and shit. So, regardless of sticking to that core ideology, it's still a reboot.
Also, as for like the core of Doom 2016 compared to Eternal, and how he still thinks it's very comparable to the point that it couldn't be its own reboot, I just want to say, Doom 2016, more than anything, in my eyes, is pretty much just an improved version of Doom 3 because of how exactly the game works. Whereas in Doom Eternal, they completely just overhauled the gameplay so that you have to use everything. You couldn't do that in Doom 2016 if you really wanted to.
No.
It's not like the game forced you to use anything, because like
I said this
once
in my
you
original video, but the only reason why Doom 2016 was a reboot was because it was 12 years since. That's stupid. Time does not dictate what a reboot is.
How is Doom 2016 at all like Doom 3?
Because
generally speaking, Doom 3 is slower pace, much like Doom 2016 as I see it, because Doom 2016 is kind of horror-esque, and it's not as fast as Doom Eternal is.
I have to respond to that last comment he made, though, in the chat. I said in my original video, like the thing Krillix read off, like, it only being a reboot because it was 12 years since the last game. What's the time window between StarCraft 2 and StarCraft?
So, StarCraft 2 was released in 2012, and StarCraft 1 was released in 1998.
That's 14 years, 15 years, what the fuck? Somewhere around there?
Time does not dictate what makes something a reboot.
You can still make a sequel even if it's 15 years later, dude. That's still a reboot because they were designing it as a reboot. Also, $20 from Buzzley, just Yorg, thank you, holy shit.
Thank you, Buzzley.
Just Yorg.
Thunder, Doom 2016 is not slow at all. Thunder, I am talking about in contrast to Doom Eternal. Yes, Doom 2016 is slower.
Also, Modern Warfare 3, the first one, came out in 2011, and MW 2019, the reboot of Modern Warfare, came out 9 years after. A very similar time frame between Halo 5 and Halo Infinite. One's a reboot, one's not. It's not because it has nothing to do with time.
Yeah, no. It does not. Also, hi Golden Apples and hi Ricey. Thank you guys for stopping in.
If it's okay, I want to go back to the bitrate thing because he made a point. If it was YouTube compression, then the bitrate would have sucked in near segments out as well. That's not entirely true. Since he downloaded it straight from YouTube, it's already compressed. He added it in his video, right? It's just compressing it twice. So it's higher quality because Nier's raw footage did not get compressed like twice, you know?
Yeah.
Nier's video has been compressed once. Your
video has been compressed twice.
Yeah.
Yours would have been compressed more than just the one time. Yeah.
Well, if
I didn't see that comment.
when Nier uploaded his video, Nier's video has been compressed once. Your
Yeah.
video has been compressed twice, Thunder, and Josh's video has been compressed 3 times.
Yeah, that is something to
No.
consider.
I'm not Anna Waifu. I'm Dandelion. Nice to meet you all.
She is not Anna Waifu. She is the third Shmi. She is my girlfriend and Nier's girlfriend. We were in a poly relationship. Which is the
Explain that to every single person. So
well,
Yeah.
look, because literally everybody's going to fucking ask because it's so every time it's like, oh hi, I love you, Shmi, and they're like, wait, did you and Nier break up? No.
Yeah, no, I'm a Twitch streamer, so you guys probably never heard of me.
She does stream on Twitch. I could link your account, but I don't.
Nah, it's not necessary.
I did that in the last stream, to be fair.
You did that in last stream, also you don't have to.
Also, big ups to thank you, Ricey. Hello. How's the retardation going tonight? It's not too bad yet. It's probably gonna get worse.
A completely new direction. Hence why I took issue with him saying that this could have been a reboot.
It changes, adapts, and expands. Doom Eternal has objectively better levels. Doom Eternal has objectively better levels.
Oh,
It
great.
does.
We're dealing with one of those pseudo-intellectuals from Reddit. No, Doom Eternal does not have objectively better level design, because whether or not you will like the level
I'm not sorry,
design
Road Breach.
more than Doom 2016 is inherently subjective.
No, better level design is objective. What's subjective is your preference in level design. But Doom Eternal does have an objectively better level design than Doom 2016 does. Doom 2016's arenas, backgrounds, and worlds are not as complex and diverse as Doom Eternal's, and the gameplay within those levels goes above and beyond what Doom 2016 did. With how Doom Eternal's mechanics works, there are more options to traverse the levels and ways to go when in combat. That's why Doom Eternal has objectively better level design, plus all the other reasons Josh will mention.
Okay, Nier, here's a genuine question. Do you even know what the word objective means? Because I don't think you do. So, here's the definition. Objective, not influenced by personal feelings, interpretations, or prejudice.
Thunderstruck, you've hung out with us in VC. You know you don't need to read off this definition right now. Why are you being a condescending douche? I didn't see this in the video. What the fuck are you doing?
You're just kind of being an asshole.
You're just kind of being a prick right now. What the fuck?
Bro pulled up dictionary.com.
I can understand doing this to random fucks when we don't know them, but like you've talked to us. Why are you acting like you were fucking preschoolers? What the fuck?
Based on facts, unbiased. Now, when it comes to something like level design in video games, you can list objective aspects about it. One thing you can say is that Doom Eternal objectively has more variety when it comes to its theming for its levels compared to Doom 2016. Another thing is that you can say that Doom 2016 has more complex and open-ended level design that often requires you to backtrack to the level, and where the way forward might not be the most obvious thing out there, whereas Doom Eternal's level design is far more linear, where you just go from arena to arena, and the path forward is never obscured. But which one of those is objectively
That's the thing,
better?
though, Thunder.
Well,
The
it's
fact that it's linear and you go from arena to arena makes it an objectively better Doom game. It has objectively better level design compared to Doom 2016.
Okay.
Also, since he... Actually, no. I'm not going to talk about that yet. It's going to be for later. Go ahead, Krillix.
So, you can have objectively better level design. A perfect example of this is the Foundry from Doom 2016. The Foundry is a shit level. It is shittily designed. There is no clear way for you to go. Like, my first time playing Foundry level, when I first played 2016 when it came out, I hated that level. I still hate it, but I hated it even more then. Because I got stuck on it for like 45 minutes, way longer than I should have. It is one of the only levels, it's one of the only times that you can accidentally not kill all enemies in Doom 2016. 9 times out of 10, the all enemies that are killable will be in front of you, besides the ones in like the secret levels, which those don't count towards the 5 stars.
Just Krillix, you have terrible taste in video games. The Foundry is amazing input, Thunderstruck. Thank you. From the man that simps for Black Ops 4. Shut the fuck up.
Like, okay, for instance, when you take out one of the when you take out one of the gore nests in the Foundry, 2 Hell Knights spawn that start randomly roaming around, and you have no idea that they've spawned unless you have prior experience with the level, and they can literally corner you accidentally, and you have no fucking clue they're even there. They don't tell you that they're there. There's no indication that's there, and it gets you killed, or you end up not getting the 5 stars unless you already know that they've spawned and you know where they spawn.
Yeah,
that's already is objectively poor to that level design.
That's also a good point, Person Man Guy. Design in of itself is an objective thing. Therefore, game design and better level design is objective.
I mean, people can have subjective takes on liking different things in design, like, you know, fucking ThunderStruck liking the Foundry and you not, but one can be objectively better than the other, and one can be objectively worse.
There's an entire segment in the Foundry, it's the blue key card room, where if you enter the hallway from the wrong direction, there's 10 zombies that are supposed to spawn but don't spawn because you entered it from the wrong direction, and they'll never spawn unless you go back out from the direction you came, which there's no reason to go out the same direction you came in that specific room, which means if you don't do that, then you won't get those 10 zombies and you won't be able to 5-star the level. That's just one example of the poor level design. But at the same time, Doom 2016's level design doesn't complement the gameplay.
If I can list objective qualities about a game, ThunderStruck, then yes, they do matter besides subjectivity. You can't just say I can list them, but then they don't matter.
Doom 2016's level design does not complement the gameplay. Doom's 26 level design, the only good part, like, I don't even know how to word this properly, but it doesn't assist in your gameplay at all, like, aside from the odd power up here and there. But Doom Eternal has the same thing. The difference is with the Eternal is Eternal actually has stuff to assist you, or not to assist, but to complement your combat. It's like with the fucking monkey bars. That shit will keep you in the air for a longer amount of time, especially when comboed with the double dash and the meat hook.
No,
Doom Eternal's level design complements the gameplay. 2016's does not.
ThunderStruck, I know you said you said how they matter to you is subjective. Yes, but that doesn't mean that the objective qualities don't matter. I know you said that you didn't say that, but in saying that they only matter to me subjectively implies that they don't have any other weight, when that kind of goes against the meaning of objectivity.
Eternal has way more variety in the level design, first off, and secondly, the arenas complement your movement capabilities. There's a lot more jump pads, there's monkey bars, there's a lot more shit floating in the air for you to grab onto. Hell, in the fucking DLCs, there's little meat hook grapple points that float in the air.
The ghost ship from Medieval is a far worse level. I've never played whatever the fuck. I haven't played it.
Yeah, 2016 Eternal has objectively better level design than 2016.
Does Krillix play Redfall? No.
God, I hope he doesn't.
I'm not going to pay my opinion. It's not an opinion, it's Thunder. It's an objective fact that Eternal has more varied design in its arenas. Its arenas complement the gameplay more than 2016's, and the arena it allows you to do more stuff within the combat loop. That's not my opinion. That's an objective fact.
Also, adding on to that, Thunder, the main reason you most likely prefer Doom Eternal's level design over 2016 is because of its objective improvements.
Yeah,
that's the main reason it even stands out as the better game.
Thunder, I already listed those objective facts a while ago.
He's been busy typing.
Like, can there be subjective reasons you prefer 2016? Like, for me, for instance, I subjectively enjoy the aesthetic of 2016's levels. Like, I like the more grounded aesthetic that 2016 has within its level design. But for gameplay, Eternal has objectively the better level design.
Are we done with this point yet, or are we gonna keep going?
we can just keep going.
I think we should keep going for now, so we could be here for like another half hour talking about this one point.
ThunderStruck really likes to repeat himself, so yeah.
Because the whole point of level design in a video game is to get the player to have fun with it. Fun is inherently subjective. Therefore, there is no objective way to measure how good or bad level design is in a video game, unless you apply your own subjective...
Yes, there is. Thunder, are you going to try and say MW3's open world levels are good?
So let me get this straight. Let me just say that I play a game like Ride to Hell Retribution. Are those levels intrinsically like they can't be objectively bad by your own metric then? Even if they're the scum of the earth, they're still good to someone out there, I guess.
I would also like to say that fun is not the only means to measure like quality of a game. You can have fun with a lot of things, no matter how good or bad they are objectively. You can have a lot of subjective fun with them. Now, how you have fun with them is up to you. That's again subjective, but you can still, you know, have the awareness to say that this is objectively worse than a lot of things. You just enjoy it.
Yeah. Okay, since you haven't played MW3 Thunderstruck, half the levels in MW3 are not meant to be levels. They were never meant to be levels within a campaign. They were meant to be DMZ events. And so what happens is you end up parachuting in. I'm pretty sure y'all were watching it, where there was a point where I parachuted in, and first of all, there's no checkpoints within the level because it's an open level meant for DMZ. There's no fucking checkpoints. You get to the very end, you die, you have to restart the entire fucking thing. There was a point where my parachute didn't fucking pull, so I just splatted on the damn ground. And because it's an open level design, you don't have a squad. Even though you can hear them talking in your ear and they dropped with you, they're not fucking there. Which makes no sense from a story's perspective, first of all, but from a gameplay perspective, it makes it fucking boring. It's objectively shit because it wasn't meant to be played in that way. It was meant to be a DMZ event. I can go on and on all day about Modern Warfare 3, but MW3 has objectively shit level design.
It's not even like just level design as much as it is just reusing Warzone assets and then just adding side objectives onto it. Like, there's no effort put into this campaign at all because they're mostly just reusing maps from Warzone.
Yeah. And it's the same 3 missions for like 6 or 7 or 8 missions. Just under a different name.
What did you miss? We were still just arguing about the objective and subjective bullshit.
When defining objectively good level design, what perspective are you coming from? I'm coming from an objective perspective. I'm not coming. How would I come from?
What about the gameplay loop complements the mechanics, and you know, like these things need to mesh well. Otherwise, they're objectively not as good as what you know, like. That's literally the points he's making between Doom 2016 and Eternal. The mechanics mesh better with the level design and the enemy design and their placement and the encounters. They mesh more intuitively. They are objectively more refined.
Yeah. The thing is, Eternal, like for every single point of Eternal, they know what they wanted to do with it, when they wanted to do with it, and where they wanted to do it. 2016, they didn't know all that.
Yeah. It's not so much just, I think this is more fun, it's, this meshes better. These things were thought out more intuitively to work on an intrinsic level.
Yeah, in Eternal, every single thing has a purpose.
That's why I do agree with Krillix when it comes to Doom Eternal just being objectively better with its level design and its encounters, etc. Do I think someone could subjectively find more fun in Doom 2016? Sure. That doesn't mean it's objectively better by any means. And Doom Eternal being objectively better is what makes it stand out far more.
Paul Flemister, I agree. I agree with you, Tate.
I was just about to say, Shmi. Paul Flemister says the new Psycho is so fucking hot. Sorry, I can be gay sometimes.
I agree with this take.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yes, thank Danny for drawing them. Thank you, Shmi. But yes, I agree that I think they are hot too.
I made
the hottest.
I made Psycho hot. Applause me.
Applaud me. Yay, thank you, Danny.
Applaud me. I made him hot.
You also made him
I did.
Technically the AI did it first. Technically the AI did it first.
It was the AI, but we don't need to go into that.
Aw, thank you, Racy. These things were cute as always. But yeah, fucking moving on, because we've been on this point for like 15 minutes.
Interpretation as to what makes good level design. And to say that your interpretation of good level design is objectively good level design is just very fucking narcissistic.
This is honestly kind of a pet peeve of mine, but I really hate people that try to say that some games are objectively better or worse based on their own subjective opinions, because there really is no way to measure how objectively good or bad a game is, well, unless we're talking about the technical side of things.
That's the thing though. What Josh is talking about is not a subjective opinion. He later on is going to talk about how both Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal stand out and have their own unique reasons as to why you can still come back to play either game. What Josh is talking about is not a subjective opinion.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude. How do you not see the contradiction in that fucking statement? You say that it's not a subjective opinion as to what he's talking about, and yet in the very next sentence you say that it's offering a reason to go back to both Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal because they're different.
No, Thunder. The fact that Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal are different from each other is an objective fact. That is the reason why people can go back to play both.
One is slower, a little bit more methodical, Doom 2016. Another is faster, quick draw, twitchy gameplay. Which is Eternal.
Grappling hook alone changes the entire combat.
Like, I love 2016 way more, or no, sorry, Eternal way more than 2016. I have like 700 hours in Eternal when you combine PC and Xbox. And I have like 200 on 2016. But people still catch me going back to 2016 because 2016 has a feel that Eternal doesn't have. The gameplay is not objectively, it's objectively worse than 2016. Like the gameplay is not as refined. It doesn't know exactly what it wants to do. Eternal does. But 2016 still offers something that Eternal doesn't.
I'm sorry, off topic, but just Racy, be careful, because that's exactly how Nier and I started being gay. But yeah.
To be objectively better has to be unambiguous. It is unambiguously better. Eternal is objectively better, but that doesn't mean that 2016 doesn't have its own unique qualities to it.
Literally anything combat-wise that Doom 2016 did, Doom Eternal did better in every way.
Exactly. Eternal, like I said, Eternal knows exactly in the development of Eternal. They know exactly what they wanted to do for every single little thing. Everything has a purpose.
Doom Eternal also has a lot better level design in that it takes into account a lot more elevation than its predecessor. Yeah. Like you have to fight on a whole, basically a 3D space, whereas before, like, you could say there was a tiny, minute amount of platforming instead of the combat, but it was mostly just all, like, 2D plane. You'd have some shit flying at you, but that's about it. Like, in Doom Eternal, you are moving around in the air so much more.
In 2016, on, like, a Nightmare and Ultra Nightmare, you don't really want to be mantling, because mantling takes time, and you're still for mantles, and you're gonna die. Unless you can get a jump pad or a Gauss jump, you don't want to mantle in the higher difficulties. Like for 2016, you're never gonna use the fucking scope for the heavy cannon. It doesn't do anything except ADS, and what the fuck's the point of ADSing in a Doom game? And for the Gauss cannon, the scope attachment's just a worse siege cannon. And the burst shotgun has no purpose other than being 3 shots from the shotgun really quickly, but why fucking use that when you have the grenade launcher attachment? Like, 2016 doesn't know what it wants to do for a lot of the shit it has. Therefore, making it unnecessary. It's bloat.
I already gave my piece on here where I think Doom Eternal it's a lot more intrinsically thought out, and everything meshes better. So,
like, 2042 is a perfect example of a game that is objectively worse than what would it be? Than its previous entries. It is objectively worse than its previous. At least at launch, it was objectively worse than its previous entries.
The proper game to compare it to would be 4, and it's objectively worse than 4.
It's objectively worse than 4.
It's not fair to compare it to like Battlefield 1 when they're entirely separate things.
I would disagree on the launch date being worse than its predecessor, because Battlefield 4 also launched pretty terribly.
No, I'm talking about like at both those games being out at the same time. Like in the 2021 that Battlefield 2042 released. When Battlefield 2042 released, it was an objectively worse game than Battlefield 4 was, in the same year. It was objectively no. It wasn't just because it was broken. The level design was objectively shit. The maps were shit for 2042 because
there was literally a patch in 2042 that fixed some of the map design because it was either way too big or there were just some points that didn't make sense.
The problem with
it was known as infantry hell.
The problem with 2042's level design is they did not design it from a gameplay's perspective. What they did with 2042 is they first made the look of the map in a concept art and then made the map itself. It was an objectively poor way of designing a map. For example, the desert map. I think it's in Dubai. Like
Is it the one with the
70%.
skyscrapers?
Yeah, 70% of the map is just dunes. You do not want to play that. You want to leave every single time you fucking get that map.
That's one of the maps commonly referred to by the community as infantry hell. It's designed specifically for vehicular combat, and if you're just an infantry guy running around, you're either going to get picked off by a tank, a helicopter, a jet, or you're going to get picked off by a sniper 500 yards
And for
away.
Battlefield 2042, the fact they got rid of the entire class system that was an extremely core part of Battlefield was absolutely abhorrent for the series. It made it a objectively worse Battlefield game than all the rest because it lost part of its Battlefield identity. Part of the Battlefield is squad combat. It lost all semblance of squad combat as soon as you took out the squad classes. There was no reason to coordinate the squad anymore because you could be someone that played like an assault but had a medic pouch or had a fucking rocket launcher. I mean, for Battlefield 2042's launch, being in an air vehicle was fucking hell because every single person had a fucking stinger. As soon as you got into the air, it was lock on after lock on after lock on because every single person had a stinger because it was no longer relegated to just one class.
Yeah.
Sure.
Point being, you can objectively measure games' qualities.
Yeah.
Moving on.
If Doom Eternal is the objectively better game, that would mean
It is.
that there is no reason to go back to Doom 2016 because Doom Eternal
not
is
mean that.
objectively better.
Thunder, have you heard of nostalgia?
Thunder, have you heard about me in Halo Combat Evolved? Well, I'll let you in on a spoiler real quick. I don't think that game is perfect in the modern day, but I still love it.
A lot of things poorly.
Hey, Psycho, I'm more of a Halo for PC guy myself. Like Halo 2 Vista, man.
Oh yeah, Halo 2 Vista, that's where it's at. It's my favorite.
Fuck yeah.
It's my favorite. Fucking
That's
hell.
Also, it's going back to the Battlefield 2042 thing because I don't know if that's enough reason for Thunder. The weapon balancing is shit in 2042. The way the weapons are balanced are not the same as a game like Battlefield 4. Battlefield 4, first of all, there's suppression, so you can stop snipers from looking at you from across the map.
Acrylics. I don't know if it's best to just elaborate on that further because ThunderStruck just said that his only experience with Battlefield is 1 hour of Battlefield 4 on the Xbox 360.
Point being, Battlefield 4 is the objectively modern Battlefield game in 2042.
Halo CE is the best difficulty balancing on Legendary. Yeah, I agree with you next to Halo 3, but I don't think it holds up as well as like some of the later games like 3 and Reach with its actual gameplay. Personally, I like it more, but pretty much outside of that, a lot of its levels rely heavily on the enemy variety and the encounters because the level design really drops during Mission 5 and after that. The really only interesting level you have after Assault on the Control Room is Guilty Spark, which that's only because it's the reveal of the Flood. After that, it's just a lot of fucking repeat bullshit, which I'm not even going to sit here and act like is good. It's very bad. It relies heavily on the encounters.
I love Halo 5 multiplayer. My favorite multiplayer because I have a lot of nostalgia for it, and it's my first Halo game. But Halo Infinite has the objectively better sandbox and better gameplay. Halo 5 or Halo Infinite is probably the most balanced Halo we've ever gotten from multiplayer.
I think Halo Infinite's got my favorite sandbox. It's got my favorite grab hammer. It's got a lot of fun shit in it.
Yeah, it's got probably the most balanced sandbox out of any Halo game, but people still enjoy Halo 3, even though it's objectively worse of a sandbox than Halo Infinite. In Halo Infinite, the only weapon that you don't pick up under any circumstances is the plasma pistol. Everything else has a purpose.
Yeah, I know we at least agree Halo Infinite multiplayer is actually really good. Outside of its rocky launch, it's actually really fun. And they've brought it around a lot.
oh, but Doom 2016
I
is
agree,
different,
Lucas.
therefore there's still a reason to go back to it. Well, if those differences make it objectively worse than Doom Eternal, because, you know, if Doom Eternal is the objectively better game, that means Doom 2016 is objectively worse, then why not just play the objectively better game? Yeah, if
Most
you
people
give this
do.
whole, like, objectivity in video games argument just a minute of thought, you'll realize pretty quickly why it just doesn't work. And that's because it is impossible
It does.
to
If we go back to the Doom
quantify.
franchise, Doom 2 is objectively better than Doom 1 in every single way possible. It's Doom 1, just better in every single possible way.
Pretty much.
Even Bada Kanta, someone who loves the original Doom games, says the exact same thing.
He's like me with Halo, but Doom.
Yeah.
I like the old games.
Doom 2 is just Doom 1, but better in every single way. There's no reason to go back to Doom 1 if you have Doom 2, other than nostalgia, or you want to go see what it was like.
Which applies to Josh's point of view of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom.
Exactly.
But yeah.
Also, I'll be right back.
Okay, Shmi. I love the little flame war of Halo I started now. You're all welcome. I am a massive fanboy, so you're not going to stop me from liking it. I don't give a shit if you do. I'm literally dating Nier. He hates the games. Also, what, Nick?
What's a Halo?
It's a space donut.
Yeah, what's a Halo something?
Space donut.
What does it do?
It tasty.
Why does it exist? Why?
Because space donut.
Space donut.
Anyone who thinks Fallout New Vegas is amazing is fucking wrong.
I think it's got a pretty good story.
There are
I
levels
like
in
it,
Doom
but-
1 that do not exist in Doom 2, so if you want to play those levels, you have to go back and play Doom 1. Well, I mean, if you want to get technical, you could just download a fucking Doom WOD for the Doom levels. But, like, okay. Obviously, it isn't going to be a one-to-one copy from the levels. Okay? Obviously, that's the case. But the gameplay of Doom 2 is the exact same as Doom 1, but more enemies and more guns. It's Doom 1, but more. That's all it is.
Halo does flood my taste, but you're right, Ricey. It's because I grew up with it.
I mean, if you want to get
Nerd.
technical with that, Thunder, I mean that would just even further corroborate Tears of the Kingdom being a better. Not if you're bro, no one fucking plays original Doom games on console. Anyways, that
Only
even
4
further-
people were playing it on console at that point. ThunderStruck.
That only further corroborates the fact that Tears of the Kingdom is just better. It's just better Breath of the Wild because Tears of the Kingdom literally has the exact same level as Breath of the Wild in Tears of the Kingdom. According to Josh, that'd be a bad sequel. Yeah, that would be a bad sequel in his eyes.
No, I'm not arguing that.
He doesn't like that form of sequel.
I'm not saying I agree with Josh there, but it's just getting the point clear.
Yeah.
I don't have to
I mean,
100% agree with Josh either.
Like, I don't think that safe sequels are necessarily bad, but when a risky sequel is done right, it's fucking amazing. Like not Battlefield. Fuck, I can't believe I was about to say that. But like Doom Eternal, that was not a safe sequel, and it was so fucking good.
Battlefield Eternal, isn't it, Krill?
Battlefield
2042. Battlefield 2042 was not a safe sequel, and it went like shit.
Man, we almost got Krillix to say
Thunderstruck.
the
It's like
game
another
good.
thing. Are you poor shaming? What?
Am I poor
Yes.
shaming?
Someone's
Yes.
on this shift.
Haha, you're poor.
I definitely am. Clip
Poor
it,
people.
make your responses to me, blow it out of proportion, please, give me clout. Anyway.
Cancel me on Twitter.
Anyway.
You're poor.
Anyway, moving on.
I'm back.
Hello to me. I will say one thing about Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. If we got Tears of the Kingdom before Breath of the Wild, that would be too much of a drastic change for the franchise and probably wouldn't be liked as much. I suppose. I'm not really a Zelda fan, so I can't speak about those games as much.
You heavily disagree that makes it a bad sequel. Well, you can disagree with that, but the problem is, like, I don't have a problem with you disagreeing the fact that what makes a good sequel or not. The problem is you make a lot of fucking stupid claims like a video game cannot be objectively better than another. A video
It's
game
also
can
the-
objectively better.
It's also the fact that most of your points just came off like, my opinion is better than yours. Like, you just had to rub it in. You felt the need to rub it in that, oh, this is your opinion. This is better. Why are you saying this? Isn't this your ideal perfect sequel? Isn't the ideal perfect sequel is just the same game but doing it better? Like, that's the problem with your video.
Yeah.
My main issue I had with it is it just seems like you drastically misunderstood what Josh was trying to say at some points, and then just blew it out of proportion. I mean, like, a lot of it can be summarized with the same energy that was shown earlier in this video, where you were reading off the definition of objectivity to Nier, as if you haven't talked to the guy or know him, and feel the need to insult him like that for some ungodly reason, other than you think he's being that retarded. Like, you know you don't need to, like, it just felt very fucking, like, petty, to be fair. There's no need of it. Welcome to commentary. Yeah, I'm well aware, but you of all people, especially after defending you from Krillix, know that I'm not a fan of being petty for the sake of being petty. There's got to be a good reason for it. Where you're friends with people like Nier and Josh.
I'm not gonna criticize you for doing that because I do the same thing, but I will call you out when you do it after not liking when I did it.
Yeah, that was your main issue with Krillix, and that's also the reason I'm calling you out here for it as well, is because you didn't like that, and I didn't like it when it was being done to any of us. So
You insulted me first. Well, you insulted Josh first.
Exactly.
Thunder. You insulted Josh first. That's what set the entire tone for Nier's response.
quite literally, it's the same energy that we had with Krillix. It's just now you're at the shit end of the stick.
Yeah. Difference is, I love it when that energy is given back to me.
I don't know
Yeah,
how much
fuck
he
you,
gives a
Krillix.
fuck either, so he might care, he might not. To be fair, I don't either. I'm just here to have fun. But that doesn't mean I like it when it's just petty for the sake of petty. That's just stupid.
How good or bad a game is.
They're more diverse, more colorful, have better environmental storytelling. The encounters and arenas are way more memorable, and each one has its own unique idea to it. Doom 2016 has only about like 3 different types of levels: Mars, Hell, and this kind of factory industrial-like area. Well,
See, now that last thing right there about Doom 2016 only really having 3 level tropes is an objective fact. However, those other things you listed, such as the encounters being more memorable, that is subjective.
Doom 2016's encounters are not that memorable. Let's be honest, the best thing most players can come up with in terms of memorable encounters for Doom 2016 are the boss fights, and they always take place in the same type of levels. What Josh is saying is that because Doom Eternal has a bigger variety of worlds and level designs, it makes each encounter stand out. For example, in Phobos, you have the BFG 10K in the background constantly firing. In Exultia, you have remnants of giant battles and a landscape of ruins. In Necroville, you are witnessing a bunch of souls being tortured in hell in a variety of different ways and are greeted with booby traps. Urdak is probably the best example because it looks entirely alien compared to everything else you've seen in the Doom franchise. With all of this in mind, that is precisely why Josh is saying that Doom Eternal's encounters are a lot more memorable. Even if it is a subjective thing to say, he did exactly what you asked for and backed it up with objective statements. Even if it is a subjective thing to say,
This is 4K! How did they get you in 4K?
This is not the gotcha that you think it is.
So you admit it. His whole argument is subjective. And yet you're
No,
gonna try and
that is
sit there
not
and
what Nier
say
said.
that
That is not what Nier said. He said even if, not that it is if. There's a difference between the two wordings there, Thunder. If means there's a possibility, not that it most certainly is. That right there just completely destroys that entire gotcha.
Losing my
That-
marbles.
That and also the later half of that sentence being that he did what he wanted and backed it up with objective facts. I don't really understand how this is a gotcha of yours, Thunder.
I'm confused, to be fair. Like, I understood your point, but not how it... Alright, I'll let the video play then. Alright, I'll give you the benefit and we'll go back. We'll hear more of it.
it is a subjective thing to say, he did exactly what you asked for and backed it up with objective statements. Even if it is a subjective thing to say,
This is 4K! How did they get you in 4K?
That ain't me.
So you admit it. His whole argument is subjective. And yet you're gonna try and sit there and say that it isn't? Like, what the fuck, Nier? I genuinely thought you were smarter than this. Now, yes, he does list the thematic variety as an objective statement to back up his subjective opinion, but at the end of the day, a subjective opinion, even backed up by objective fact, is still a subjective opinion. Also, when the fuck did I ever say that he didn't back up his subjective opinions with objective fact? Because nowhere in this video did I fucking say that. In fact, I literally stated quite the opposite.
In terms of things like gameplay or...
Okay, so what am I missing here? This doesn't seem like the gotcha. This circles back to everything we've been arguing earlier, which I still stand by what I said about gameplay design and how it's more intrinsically meshed together in like a game like Eternal versus 2016. I don't see how this is a gotcha. I really don't.
A couple things to Thunder. One, this is not the gotcha that you think it is, and two, fuck, what was I gonna say? Fuck.
Oh no.
Retard.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I lost my train of thought.
You poor creature.
Arguments
Yeah,
over.
I'm fucking
No,
stupid.
Arguments over. You're an idiot.
I lost.
We
lost.
You lose.
Derailed.
You lose.
Minor mistake. You're done for.
I'll give you a second to think of it. If you can't, we'll move on.
Oh yeah, what I was gonna say, Thunder. It's not that you didn't say that Josh didn't list off objective facts that back up his opinion. It's the fact you were acting like it.
And again, does not add up to me as it being like some kind of gotcha with what we've been arguing this entire time, to be fair.
With the way you were formulating your arguments against Josh, you were acting like he wasn't doing what you asked him to back up his opinion with facts.
Yeah, that can still be his opinion. That also doesn't change what I've said up to this point. Literally
how is the fact you feel the need to constantly rub it in that what he's saying is subjective, even though most of what Josh has been saying has been completely objective, aside from a few things he said? I don't know, Thunderstruck. How are you missing the point?
I mean,
it's not like you were trying to rub it in that there's subjectivity and objectivity.
I mean, it's not like you literally read off a definition to Nier about objectivity earlier either. That's not in the response to Josh, I know, but kind of further cements the point that's being made.
Oh, Thunder. No,
when
Doom Eternal has objectively better levels in 2016. That's not a subjective opinion.
It's just his subjective opinion where he cites objective fact. Well, yes, but if you cite an objective fact, oh my god, I'm breaking down. Thunderstruck. He can say something is objectively better, and whether or not he subjectively thinks it's good or not. He can subjectively like it and say it's objectively better. He can subjectively dislike it and say it's objectively better. That is the fucking point. What the hell? Oh my fuck.
I thought you already conceded on this. Why are you backtracking?
What the fuck? My brain just short-circuited reading it. What the fuck?
Thunder, I thought you conceded to the whole objectivity thing when it comes to level design. Like, why are you backtracking now?
This is kind of off topic, but I finally got the acrylics back.
Oh, congrats.
Yay, good job, buddy.
Someone pop the champagne.
I don't have champagne on me, but I'll just say I'm proud of you.
That's
Proud of you, sweetie.
This is fair, Paul.
I'm proud of you. Somebody's finally proud of you, Krillix. Come on. The first.
I just need to make my mother proud now.
No, you're never going to do that.
You're gonna do it eventually, buddy. I believe you.
I don't.
believe in you, Krillix.
Maybe your father will come back on one day too.
That's not even a dream. That's
Maybe he'll
just
bring the milk.
It reminds me of that meme that Nier made. This is a bit off topic, but the meme that Nier made where it was like Krillix uninstalls Destiny. It's like his father, and it's just I wish I had that GIF still.
Yes, it is subjective to say that the level is more memorable, but it is also true that the common consensus, the majority consensus, is that Doom Eternal had vastly more memorable levels than 2016. While, yes, it is subjective that something could be more memorable, it is objectively true that most people and the general consensus is that Doom Eternal had more memorable levels.
It's also the common consensus that Doom Eternal is the objectively better game.
I mean, Doom Eternal was designed to be more memorable than 2016.
We're still on this point.
We've been on this.
He conceded to it. Now we're just back. It's like arguing with a brick wall.
Don't worry, Psycho. We're already 10 minutes in, and we've only been streaming for an hour and 10 minutes.
Alright, let's Thunder. Doom Eternal was designed to be more memorable.
Thunderstruck. You have gone back and forth on this point. I swear to God. I'm watching the video now, Thunderstruck.
Level design, whether you think that's good or bad is inherently subjective. You can list objective reasons in favor of your opinion, but at the end of the day, how it matters to you is completely subjective.
But what's even funnier is that that's not even the most damning piece of evidence I have against Nier for this section. Remember that comment that Kim Josh-un left on my original video? Well, there is something very interesting that he has to say about this specific section in the statement I made.
The reason I said Doom Eternal's levels are objectively better is from how they're more varied in design and have better environmental storytelling. Well, 2016 just all...
Okay, this is just me right now, but why the fuck didn't you just read this off yourself? Why did you do this? Why did you do this bullshit?
He is reading it off, but in a voice.
Well, that's fast forward. He just heightened the pitch.
I know. My brain right now. It's like, why is my point? Because I hate this shit. It's my own personal nitpick, but I hate it.
Thunder, will you concede the fact that levels can be intrinsically designed to be more memorable?
I meant, like, why you just read it off normally. That would make that would just make it more digestible content.
You make no sense, Thunder. The level design complementing the gameplay bloop plays into the fact that It plays into the fact that they are more memorable. Is because the gameplay loop is complemented by that level design. Does that not? Can you do 2 + 2, Thunder?
Thunder, if you concede the fact that a game can be designed to be more memorable, then how can Doom Eternal not be more memorable on an objective level than 2016?
Because fuck you, that's why.
Gameplay bloop. Come back to the server. God damn it.
We miss you. Come back to the server.
I want to talk to you again. I don't care if it's Danny's server or where. I just want to talk to you somewhere. Fucking gosh, come back online.
Miss you. Come back home with the milk, please.
Come back, please.
Also, go ahead and let the video play for a second, because I have something to point out.
Okay.
Kind of looks the same for the most part. I'll take the L on the part where I said the encounters were more memorable as an objective fact, though. But the layout of the levels is what I meant by the levels being objectively better.
So yeah, right there, even Josh admits that whether the levels are more memorable or not is inherently subjective. So yeah, Nier, try to argue against that. I fucking dare you.
On the other hand, every single...
I don't know if you know this, Thunder. I don't know if it just clicked into your head ever since you started commentary. But people can have different opinions on your video. Doesn't matter if Josh himself conceded to a point, people can have different arguments and different opinions on your video. Using Josh's comment as a crutch and like a gotcha is doing nothing for you.
Yes, I'm aware of Thunderstruck. That doesn't mean I can't talk to Aw.
Is Aw in Danny's server?
Yes. Be right back. Don't be. Don't be. Just don't be.
Just straight up resentment.
I'm not gonna hide it. It's the same shit I show Acrylics. You think I'm gonna be nice? Fuck no.
Oh, Thunderstruck. Yeah, about the server.
Let's continue with the.
I already answered him there, Nick. So don't worry.
Doom Eternal is completely fucking different from one another. Doom 2016 has you on Mars for like the first 3 levels, I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, it's been a really fucking long time since I've played it, because honestly I don't really like it. Not that it's objectively bad, I just prefer the way Eternal plays more tenfold.
So you admit it's a subjective thing, not an objective one. Got it.
He never specified otherwise. All he's doing is backing up his arguments with objective facts.
Oh, really? But Doom Eternal is absolutely phenomenal. It does all of the following. It improves on its predecessor to make it objectively better. Doom Eternal has objectively better levels. From the level design alone, Doom Eternal is made an objectively better game than its predecessor. And honestly, for some people, this fast pace is such a drastic change from its predecessor that people prefer 2016 to Eternal, even though Eternal is the objectively better game.
I 100% agree with Josh here. I don't understand what the problem is.
His problem is that I said that Josh never specified that, like, what he's saying is subjective thing, that like he prefers how Doom Eternal plays. That's a subjective thing. I told him that he doesn't specify otherwise, and his gotcha is him constantly saying that Doom Eternal is objectively better.
Okay.
And you know those two things can coexist, right, Thunder?
That is why I am still confused. Like, I don't... Oh, my brain.
Oh, my brain's not braining.
No, Cheese Trenches isn't gone.
No, Cheese Trenches is still there.
Why is it still called the Cheese Trenches?
Because I never bothered changing it after we called it Cheese Trenches when it got TOS'd.
Fair enough.
So it's just Cheese Trenches. Have you seen that place? It's a trench. It's a hellhole.
It could also be classified as a psych ward.
No, the thing I like to say about Cheese Trenches is a quote from our favorite Call of Duty installment. 30,000 people used to live in here. Now it's a ghost town.
Yeah, no, it used to be the best server. Now it's just a server.
It's the server.
Oh my. But yeah, let's move on.
Josh wasn't saying that Doom Eternal was objectively better than 2016, then you're either willfully ignorant or blatantly lying, either to me or to yourself. Either way, it is not a good look for you, my dude.
But Doom Eternal, on the other hand,
this entire video so far is not a good look for you.
Post-apocalyptic wasteland of some random city on Earth that's been taken over by the demons with giant-ass motherfuckers walking around as you take out these big-ass demons in the second fucking arena. Holy shit. And then...
Okay, now this is off topic, but for fuck's sake, dude, balance your fucking audio. Your music is way too loud.
His audio seems fine. I think your blood sugar's just low, but for real, his audio is not that bad. I can still make out what he's saying. If anything, there are moments in your response portions that it can get difficult to hear what you're saying.
My guy, when his music is louder than his voiceover, then yes, his music is way too loud.
No, I could still hear everything Josh was saying. It wasn't overtaking his voiceover.
Thunder, in order for his music to be louder than his voice, you would actively not understand what he's saying. But based on the fact that you're still able to respond to what Josh is saying, you can hear him just fine.
Trust me, I heard Game King's audio before. That's when you can't hear a person. That's when you don't understand what they're saying. Go ask Krillix as well. He subtitled all of it.
Oh, dude, that was a pain in the ass. Subtitle it all.
I'm sorry.
That was such a fucking pain.
Yeah, no, as someone who's actually dealt with audio that's pretty much just inaudible and just you can't understand it. No, that's like you might be able to say the music's a little loud, turn it down, but it's not. Oh my god, I can't understand you levels. Like, shut the fuck up.
I forgot I subtitled it. I want to forget that memory again.
I'm glad I brought that back. You're welcome.
I used to know a streamer whose music was super loud, and you could barely fucking hear him. I'm not gonna say names because obvious is obvious. I don't want anybody else.
It was me. It was me. I used to do it.
It was not you.
No, but I have done that by accident before. Where my music's just way too loud.
I've also done that by accident, but I know somebody who still purposely does it, and it's fucking annoying. They do it on purpose.
That's even worse.
Stupid.
That's
even worse. Yeah, they do it on purpose.
Continue with the video.
I never said you said it was Game King levels of bad. I was using him as an example, you fuckwit. You dense goddamn cabbage.
You disingenuous, dense motherfucker.
Oh my god, I didn't say you said that.
I was dense, bro. I thought I was dense, but I was not. Yeah.
It was an example to my point that Josh's audio is not that inaudible or bad, and you still understood him quite well. The most you could say is nitpick the music being a little loud, but not that it's overtaking his voiceover like you claimed. That's retarded. That's just stupid. So I used Game King as an example because he actually had audio where when you had the clips of Griffin on, you couldn't fucking hear him at all. Just period. You couldn't hear him. And then when he had his music overlaid over it, it was completely inaudible.
pretty sure I had to go to the raw live stream upload to actually subtitle the King video.
That's why I said, just ask me, ask you. Like, that was awful. Oh my god, Thunderstruck. Like, fuck.
Thunder, the problem
Thunder,
is, you said
Thunder,
it's
you're just
louder.
arguing. Thunder, you're just arguing in circles. So just do us a favor and shut up.
You're literally arguing to argue when you say that. Just shut up.
Alright, let's continue. Let's continue.
I'm not saying it's Game King levels of bad, but it's still something he can improve upon. And as for you saying that there are sections of my video where I could stand to be louder, well, surely you're going to point out examples of that, so I know how to improve my content, right? Right? Yeah, spoiler alert, but despite him saying that there are multiple examples in my video where I'm too quiet, he only ever provides one, and it takes him another 28 minutes.
Oh wow, such a gotcha, Thunder. I pointed out
just to be
one
safe, I did turn
example.
up the recording.
Thunder, here, I can give an example right now. I can hear you. Get closer to your mic and further from your mic. Closer and further. I can hear you do that. You can hear it throughout the entire recording. I didn't think it needed to be pointed out, but it's audible.
I usually try to stay around the same distance when I'm actually talking. I'll move around a lot in between takes, but when I'm actually talking to the microphone, no. I'm sitting there, just same distance.
I'll usually, like, move the microphone with me as I move around.
TPG was just shut up, take you. Thank you, TPG. At least you know. You understand how to do that.
Thank you for your patronage, that OnlyFans viewer.
He is that OnlyFans viewer now. I'm coining that.
No, poor TPG.
I mean,
Womp womp. Anyways.
Alright, let's continue.
I haven't recovered from that either, Racy, by the way. But yeah, let's move on.
Volume and Audacity, so hopefully that helps.
After that, with the second level with Exultia, it has not one, but two fucking environments that are completely different from one another. With this old castle-looking place you start the level in, to a hell landscape that you finish the level with after you go through a portal. From the level design
This
alone,
level should have been split
Doom
in two.
Eternal is made an objectively better game than its predecessor.
I
Yet,
agree.
there's still plenty of reason to go back to its predecessor. See, Doom Eternal's pacing is fast. Like, 5 times as fast as 2016 was. And honestly, for some people, this fast pace is such a drastic change from its predecessor that people prefer 2016 to Eternal.
But Josh, how can people prefer 2016? I thought you said Doom Eternal was objectively better.
Again, no. His point was that Doom Eternal does certain things objectively better than Doom 2016 does, but despite that, Doom 2016 also has some aspects that give people reason to come back to it. He's basically saying that both games have their own unique reasons on why they're really good.
Then that would mean Doom Eternal isn't an objectively better game, and that these
It
two
doesn't
games
mean
just have
that.
objectively different quality.
These two things can coexist, Thunderstruck. Why are you struggling?
Thunder, a game like Doom Eternal and Doom 2016, Doom Eternal can have more objective reasonings as to why the game is better, making the game objectively better because it has more objectively good reasons or good qualities about it than 2016. However, with that being said, 2016 can have some differing factors that are complete subjective taste, like the atmosphere, to want to encourage someone to go back and play it. That's the main thing I hear people go back and play 2016 for, is the atmosphere, which is a complete subjective thing. But even with that being said, Doom Eternal still has more objectively good things about it than 2016, making it the objectively better game.
We keep going in circles? Yes, we do, person, man, guy. Yes, we do. That's
I
Thunderstruck,
love
though.
circles, but I'm
I
more
like
of a fan of
circles.
spheres.
I like
I'm more of
circles.
a circle
I can't
person.
draw them
Yeah,
real good,
circles
though.
my favorite.
I know
I love
draw them good, though.
circles, But I also like spheres, and I like turning
I
spheres.
have the
inside
big
out.
boy YouTubers
No!
role now.
Hooray.
Let's go.
There's no need to repeat yourself. I can say that to you many times. In fact, I believe we have. Because
Thunder,
we've been
why do
arguing
you
in
think
circles.
we do that? Why do you think we have been?
Because you repeated the same point.
Because considering I'm still on... It's been... I remember distinctly when I thought we were arguing this point for too long. We were around the 7-minute mark of the video. We're now 15 minutes into your video, and here we are, we're still repeating some of the same fucking points. And it's because you keep popping up with the same goddamn shit in my chat, just a different word salad version of it.
I agree. Oh, it is stupid even for Thunder.
I love word salad.
I hate washed leaves.
It's stupid even for
Equally-
Thunder. I agree. Also, I'm going to beg you again. Come the fuck back already. I miss you.
Alright, let's continue.
That subjectively one might prefer over the other. Saying that there's room to prefer one over the other while also saying that one is objectively better than the other is an oxymoronic statement.
Yeah, I know I'm kind of ramming this point home, but it's only because I wish to demonstrate just how fucking stupid it is to call a game objectively better or objectively worse due to subjective tastes in gameplay.
Except your point holds no merit when you are completely misinterpreting what Josh is saying. He's not saying the game entirely is better, but it does certain things better than Doom 2016 does, and the big reason Josh is saying Doom Eternal is considered objectively better is most likely because Doom Eternal has a better gameplay loop than Doom 2016. And don't get me started on that. It's like comparing a pile of shit to a diamond.
Where's no fucking shit?
Yeah, that's exactly what the problem is. He keeps saying that Doom Eternal is an objectively better game, but still lists that there are plenty of reasons to go back to 2016. Those two statements cannot coexist. It is
Yes, they can.
Thunder.
That has been the entire point we've been arguing for the last several.
Hold on. Hold on. Saying that these two things cannot coexist with one another, like a certain game being better than its predecessor, and also the predecessor having its own reasons to go back to it. Saying that that doesn't coexist is the most hypocritical and incorrect thing you could have ever said. Because not only is what you're saying, I'm repeating myself there, but like, still, not only is what you're saying objectively false, but it's also hypocritical as fuck. You're trying to say that a sequel being objectively better and a predecessor you have reasons to go back to cannot coexist, but you're the same guy that admits that despite better sequels existing, you still play predecessors like World at War Zombies, BioShock 1, Dishonored 1. Where is the consistency in your statements, Thunder?
Why is my chat just saying pornography?
Probably because of Road Breach, because he talked about breasts.
I know he said breasts once, but why does everyone just say pornography right after that?
Pornography.
You guys are just very neuron activation. Porn.
I love prognagathy.
Bonkers, massive Dobong honkaroos.
Dobon honkaroos.
I know about that. I know about those.
Oh my fucking
Danny,
lord.
you're the woman in this VC. Are they real? Or are they just lie made up by the government?
No, they're real. I have some.
They're like birds.
I have some. I like my speed.
My point was that, my point was if it was objectively better, not subjectively. My point here is that it has to be subjectively better. Well, what you're saying is that the two things can't coexist, though. But we're arguing that they can, and you've conceded on some of the points about, like, objectively better games being, like, not just someone's subjective opinion. So therefore they can kind of coexist at that point.
Well, Thunder just said he concedes on it. So I guess we shall move on.
If you concede to it, just don't talk. Just straight up don't talk.
Well, he did say, actually, if I scroll up in the chat for a second, but I didn't read this off. He said if you want to skip past the whole subjectivity and objectivity part, we can go to 2502. If you guys wanted to skip ahead, but I'll leave that up to Nier mostly, because this is a response to him.
Fuck it, because we wasted enough time on this point. We're arguing in circles.
Alright, I'll skip to 25.
I like circles.
2502. I will take you up on that, Thunder. We'll just move on from this point, because we are just arguing circles about it anyway. I mean, this is fun, but I'd like to progress.
Yeah, what's up?
Do you like turning spheres inside out?
I do.
Oh my god, we're not starting that right now. Another stream, maybe, but not right now.
Aw, okay.
That is such a cursed video.
This is why we have my streams.
And keep this in mind for when he talks about Tears of the Kingdom.
Actually, we're just going to go ahead and skip right to that part because there's a good bit of fluff that we don't need to cover. So let's go ahead and see ThunderStruck's issues with Josh critiquing Tears of the Kingdom.
Alright, so now that we're finally getting into the Tears of the Kingdom section, there's actually something that Nier
I have
says
a lot to say about
towards
this.
the end of the video that I feel like is very important to keep in mind.
Now, I've never played Tears of the Kingdom, and I don't have any intention to.
Yeah, he blatantly admitted that he has never played Tears of the Kingdom, and yet he's gonna act authoritatively on the issue.
This is irrelevant.
He clearly doesn't know what he...
This is irrelevant because Nier consulted me for everything on Tears of the Kingdom.
Okay.
It's also the fact that, like, in this video, I don't focus on the game itself. I'm focusing on your video on Josh.
Guys, stop talking about porn.
Why, Psycho?
You're gonna get the stream banned, guys. Stop! Stop! Please!
Fucking hell.
Next person to say porn in chat is gonna get timed out.
Stop talking about porn, you shits.
For the most part, what Nier says about Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild is not wrong. Because I talked to Nier about Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild before he made this video.
It's kind of like when Nier did his video on arena shooters and he hates Halo. He consulted me on everything that Actman was talking about Halo. And that's where he got some of his, well, pretty much all of his information came from me. Because I am the nerd. Especially when it comes to Combat Evolved.
I just had you come in for the what video was it where I had you come
Mayo.
in for Halo? Yeah, okay, yeah, it was Mayo.
I remember distinctly. Because he was very stupid about what he was saying versus his B-roll. The sniper, but that's another story. That's an off topic, but yeah.
He's talking about in several spots, so just keep this in the back of your head during this section.
Tears of the Kingdom, replacing the original. What? Josh criticizes Tears of the Kingdom? I know it's insane. Because for the record, I do think Tears of the Kingdom is an absolutely phenomenal game. Easily one of my favorite games to come out this generation. Probably my game of the year. And, I mean, it's a sequel to my favorite game ever. How could I even begin to dislike it? But it does have a flaw, which it's not a very good sequel, at least in my eyes. And that's because of the fact that it completely replaces the original. Everything that Breath of the Wild did was done here in Tears of the Kingdom, but better.
No
Everything
TPG.
that Breath of the
Bad.
Wild did was done here in Tears of the Kingdom,
Bad.
but better in every way.
This isn't Twitch,
y'all,
guys.
That sounds like
You
an
can't get away with
ideal
this bullshit.
sequel to me. Like, in your eyes, would this game be better if it just kneecapped itself to intentionally be worse than Breath of the Wild in some aspect? Because that's a big fucking yikes if that's the case.
Actually, the point Josh is trying to make is that Tears of the Kingdom plays exactly like Breath of the Wild, just with a lot more content and features that could have been added as an update, but instead was made into a sequel. Now with that in mind, because Tears of the Kingdom plays exactly like its predecessor, but better in every way, that gives people no reason to go back to Breath of the Wild unless if it's for story reasons. TLDR, if the sequel's gameplay is the same as the prequel, but better, why play the prequel? That's the point Josh is trying to make that you once again completely misunderstand.
No, I understand this point completely. It's just that I completely disagree. Like I've said multiple times.
So it's just a fucking massive debate. It's just a stupid debate of opinions.
Yeah, so this entire video is pointless if it's all about opinions. Basically what this entire video boils down to, because of this statement right here, is that everything is about an opinion, and you're going, my opinion is better than yours. This entire video is null because of that fact.
Personally, I don't know if I go as far as say it's null. I'd just say it's really petty and stupid. But that's whatever. I can't really say too much. We argued with Krillix before for dumb reasons, so.
I never said you're not allowed to disagree with Josh Thunder. What I'm saying is that this video is pointless because if all this video boils down to is my opinion is better, then that's stupid. That's very stupid.
It's very stupid.
If you really wanted to just disagree with Josh, there was no need to make a video in the first place. You could have just left a comment on his video like, I disagree. Here's why. There was absolutely no need for a video like this.
Yay, I love pointless drama. Whoop.
We start it all the time.
Commentary YouTube is great. Love it.
Yes. It's easy and it's easy and it's stupid.
Money.
It's stupid.
Hello,
I can't
I
say
like
much.
money.
I'm a woman.
I like money.
I can't say
What
much.
inspired you to create this useless drama between you and your friends? Money.
I like money.
We know, Danny. We know.
Yeah.
No, Thunder, you completely misunderstand. We're not saying, oh, it has to make the world a better place. No. See, with at least when it comes to my videos, there is a lot of shit talking in my videos, probably more than most people in this call. But there's always a point to be made after or before every single insult. There's never a point where I make a video just because, oh, I disagree with your opinion. No, there's always something wrong said, objectively wrong said.
Thunder, saying that your videos are supposed to be pointless completely goes against the purpose of commentary.
It's about adding criticism.
You even said it yourself in this video, is that the point of commentary is to point out the problems. So according to you, like, you just contradicted yourself. If the purpose of commentary is to point out the problems of someone's video, why you're saying it's pointless?
So at that point, it's not pointless. It has
That also goes against him. Just, well, it doesn't really go against it, but it's just like, that's just really petty. Because you're saying you're only.
Stupid.
Well, it's petty because the only reason he's doing this is because it's just a different opinion. But if you say commentary is to point out the problems, then you think his opinion's a problem at that point. So it's just petty.
Also, we may have skipped this part of Thunder's video because we skipped the whole objectivity versus subjectivity thing. But he kind of points out the purpose of commentary as to why he made the video on Josh. Like, oh, the point of commentary is to point out the problems, and if I don't have a problem with what Josh is saying, I'm not going to say anything. Ignoring the fact that commentary YouTubers can potentially make a problem where there isn't. And that's precisely what he's doing with Josh here. He's making a problem where there isn't.
No, I've said my piece here already. It just comes off as very petty if that's his reasoning, and then the whole, like, it's just about arguing fucking opinions. That's just petty.
Yes.
I think that what a sequel needs to do is improve upon what was in the predecessor while fixing some of its issues, which Tears of the Kingdom did. The problem is that I disagree with Josh's notion that a game needs to reinvent the wheel each time. So no, Nier.
I don't really think that was his entire notion either. He just thinks it needs to be different enough and be basically take risks. He wants more sequels to take risks. That's it. It was literally the gist of his video, boiled down.
It's a lot like taking your car to a repair shop.
Also, when speaking to Josh on this very point, he said it does not have to be that way, that he likes it that way. Just saying. Just want to make that clear.
So this entire thing that you're saying, no, that wasn't the notion of his video. It's just that he likes it when more sequels take risks. He's not saying that every single game or every sequel needs to completely reinvent the wheel, and that's a retarded statement for anybody to make. That's like Quantum TV levels of saying, like, games need to appeal to literally everybody, or they shouldn't be made.
TPG, you spelled my name wrong.
No, put 3 L's.
I love Killix's YouTube channel.
I also love Killix.
Wait, how did he spell it? Where? What?
With 2 L's. He spelled it
He
with
put
2
2
L's.
L's.
Okay.
Put 3 of them. He needs the extra 2.
Did you just say Wampa?
Did you say Wampa?
Alright.
Let's keep going.
Yes.
I understand this point completely. I just disagree with it. You, however, seem to keep missing the points that I'm making. I know I'm getting a lot of mileage out of this clip, but...
Projection detected, opinion rejected.
There was more to explore, the exploration is better, the
Oh,
content's more
okay.
advanced, you can make your own shit now and make vehicles, the puzzles let you thinking more outside the box, the apocalyptic environments actually look like they've been going through shit, the dungeons are more varied, the final boss, ooh, the final boss, fucking perfect. Yeah, literally my only problem with this game is that it's too good, to the point where if you're thinking about playing Breath of the Wild, you might as well just skip it and play Tears of the Kingdom, unless you really want to know what happened in the first game, which honest to God, there's really not much to it. Tears of the Kingdom makes pretty much no reason to go back to Breath of the Wild.
Oh, I don't know, maybe because they want to have fun playing Breath of the Wild, because, you know, just because Tears of the Kingdom released an entire game of Breath of the Wild doesn't mean that Breath of the Wild is going to be a bad game.
He never stated that it was a bad game. He's simply saying that Tears of the Kingdom is so good to the point that there's little to no reason to go back to Breath of the Wild because both games play the exact same, with the only difference being that the sequel has much more to play around with. That's why he doesn't consider Tears of the Kingdom a perfect sequel like he...
In layman's terms, it replaces the original. That's pretty much just all that you need to say. Just it replaces the original to a point that you just play the sequel. There's no need to go back.
You're a bitch.
What did he do?
Crix chain.
Oh, Crix. Krigs. I didn't see the Crix. I saw people saying Crix. I didn't see you say Crix chain. I just thought people were being retarded because they hate you.
I mean, it's valid. It's a valid opinion.
It is a valid opinion. I also hate you. So Crix chain, go for it.
Or Killix.
Killings.
Killings.
Srigs.
I wonder if
My
Vince
favorite
Morton ever found out his
personally
nickname for me.
My
Krieg. I love
Kellogg's.
Kellogg. Fucking
Krog.
Kellogg.
We did say you were off-brand cereal, man, back when we met
My
you.
name's just Croc now.
Croc.
All right, let me fix you real quick.
It's like Grok, your Twitter AI. You turned into the Twitter AI. You're Croc now.
Oh no, we don't need Acrylic's AI. Nuh-uh.
Oh,
No,
fuck.
thank you.
Mythical already did it.
I mean, like, a chatbot, an AI chatbot of Acrylic's
Alright.
horrible.
Continuing video.
Just can't.
He does
Yeah,
with Doom Eternal.
I agree,
With the
Coco.
Doom games, they both have their own unique features that give people reason to play both of them. But with the Zelda games, if the sequel is the same game but better, then you may as well just stick to the sequel. Not only are you strawmanning Josh by thinking his ideal perfect sequel is worse than the prequel, but you're also just pretty fucking dense. Let's be honest here. I think you need to take your own advice and listen to yourself speak before you upload.
Alright, so I will take a bit of an L here. Now, I do stand by the fact that
Hooray.
there's still reason to go back to Breath of the Wild even though Tears of the Kingdom
You did it.
exists,
There
but
isn't.
I did a really poor job of explaining why, and I think saying, oh, because it's fun is a bit of a cop-out on my part, so I do apologize for that. Something that I bring up later in the video, and honestly something that I should have made a much more focal point here, is the fact that there is a bunch of content within Breath of the Wild that is not available
No, there
in
isn't.
Tears of the Kingdom. Like, it has a completely different set of shrines, it has a completely different set of dungeons, it has a completely different set of side quests, and the fact that there is so much content available in Breath of the Wild that you can't
So,
in Tears of the
out of
Kingdom.
all of what you just... Hold on. I just want to say, out of all the things he listed, the only thing that I can really point out that's objectively different from Tears of the Kingdom is the side quests. Shrines and dungeons, that's in Tears of the Kingdom. You could say the content within the shrines and the dungeons, but if the dungeons and shrines are expanded upon in Tears of the Kingdom, why play those in Breath of the Wild?
So there is something I need to point out here. The dungeons do function completely differently than Breath of the Wild, but that's because the Breath of the Wild dungeons were fucking dog shit. They're the worst dungeons in any Zelda game. Literally all 4 Divine Beast dungeons function the exact same. It's control Divine Beast to unlock Terminal. Do that 4 times, then fight generic boss you've already beaten 3 times in the other 3 dungeons. It's the same dungeon repeated 4 times. Versus Tears of the Kingdom's dungeons actually stand out from one another. And the shrines have the exact same function.
I mean,
The difference is that that Tears of the Kingdom shrines actually, at least, I haven't 100%ed Tears of the Kingdom yet, but I've 100%ed Breath of the Wild. And there are way too many shrines in Breath of the Wild that are freebies, where you just walk in and it gives you the Spirit Orb, or the exact same combat trial you've done for the past 20 times.
I just want to say that to me, it, like, with how ThunderStruck's, like, argument sounds, like the way he's wording it, is that, like, just because there's some different content in this game, that means that there's more reason to go back to it. Like, we're not saying that the game has to be a one-to-one replacement for it to replace the game. It doesn't literally have to fill in every bit of content that was in the previous game. Just because that content exists doesn't mean it's an actual good reason to go back, because, like, circling back to the whole objective and subjective argument, just for a second, that content doesn't necessarily mean it's objectively better. That content could be shit. No one's gonna give a fuck about some of those side quests or whatever the fuck. Like, some people might just not care. Or like Krillix is saying, where it's just the dungeons are ass.
When it comes to open world games, they can do whatever they want. Like, some people will do the side quests, and then some people will just focus more on the combat or whatever else there is that the Zelda games have to offer.
But it's like Krillix saying, like, you can objectively measure a lot of those dungeons being shit, so no one's gonna want to go back to them anyway.
Yeah, like, no one's like, oh, dude, the dungeons in Tears of the Kingdom, dude, that was the focal point of that game. No one fucking says that.
So,
or sorry,
yeah,
Breath
no.
of the Wild.
Or, yeah, Breath of the Wild, but yeah. That's just kind of the whole point there.
Like, that was one of the main complaints from everyone, was that the dungeons were shit. For the next game, they need to have better dungeons. And they had better dungeons.
Alright.
Like, it isn't, like, going back to the shrines, doing like, the same 20 combat trials you've already done, getting the same fucking freebie. There are very few times where you go to a shrine and be like, damn, that was a very interesting shrine. There's very few times where that happens in Breath of the Wild.
Also, Breath of the Wild had the mechanic where you could alter their layout.
He's talking about the Divine Beast. You did not alter the layout. closest you could get to altering the layout was the Divine Beast in the Goron region, where you could have him climb on the wall and he'd be sideways, or have him just on the ground where he'd be right side up, which that's not altering the layout, that's just rotating the damn thing. But that's not altering the layout.
I don't think rotating the boss is a big reason to go back and play the fucking game over Tears of the Kingdom Thunderstruck.
No, that's not even the boss. The boss is just your generic Elden, or just your generic Souls-like boss where you have to do a dodge and then attack him.
So, what am I even what are these mechanics? What is the point? Why do I want to go back and rotate thing? What?
You know, the dungeons suck ass.
Why do I want to go back and rotate this device, Thunderstruck? Explain the appeal of this, please.
Because rotating object like sphere or cube.
Rotate.
All three, or there's 3 out of the 4 Divine Beasts have a rotating mechanic. That's how similar they are.
That's not a fun reason to go back to. That's not that's dumb.
The Divine Beasts are just shrine but bigger and have boss at the end.
That's dumb.
It is dumb.
That sounds like shittier game design, just padding.
Yeah, it was not that exactly like
that. Doesn't even sound like a puzzle. It's just padding.
No one's like, damn, those dungeons in Breath of the Wild were awesome. No, they're like the open world and exploration and total freedom of Breath of the Wild was what was amazing about it.
Yeah, that's all I ever hear about it. My ex used to love Breath of the Wild. Well, she probably still does, but like, you know, I don't talk to her, my ex. But point being, like, the main takeaway I got from that game that she liked about it was the open world exploration and shit like that, because it was also one of her first like open world games.
Yeah.
Get rotated, yes. Rotation.
I love getting rotated.
Let's continue.
Is a tangible enough reason to go back to Breath of the Wild. And this also applies to some of the other examples I'm about to list, like Dishonored 1 versus Dishonored 2, or Bioshock 1 versus Bioshock 2. And on top of that, the mechanics that they've added to Tears of the Kingdom on top of Breath of the Wild changes the way that you approach each game's gameplay loop. While the core gameplay loop might be the same, shit like the Zonai devices, or the build mechanic, or the fuse mechanic change the way that you approach things like exploration, puzzle solving, and combat. Kind of like how the stuff that they added to Doom Eternal on top of Doom 2016 changes the way that you approach that game's combat loop, even though they share the same core as each other. And since you'd like to go for the whole distinction between games argument, that's something else you can add to the pile. Because without that stuff in Breath of the Wild compared to Tears of the Kingdom, it changes the way that you approach each game's core gameplay loop, even if said core gameplay loop is
I don't have much to say here because I haven't played the game, so
I do.
really
go ahead.
To say here. The way that Doom Eternal was approached and Tears of the Kingdom was approached are 2 completely different styles of approaches. Tears of the Kingdom was meant to be Breath of the Wild. It was always meant to be Breath of the Wild. It started out in development as 3 different DLCs. That's how Tears of the Kingdom came about, and they just wanted to make all the DLCs a singular game. Doom Eternal started out as its own fucking game. That's why the game... And another thing, Tears of the Kingdom does not force you to use those new mechanics constantly. Can some of the puzzles require to use it? Yes, but not all of them. Doom Eternal constantly forces you to use the mechanics that were introduced within Doom Eternal. Tears of the Kingdom does not do that. You can play the game exactly how you play Breath of the Wild when it comes to the combat. No issue whatsoever. I've played extensive hours of all 4 of those games when it comes like 2016 Eternal, Breath of the Wild, and Tears of the Kingdom.
I mean, I know for a fact that, yeah, it was, like, obviously, I know about the bullshit where it was going to be a DLC. That's the main reason for me why it's pretty much just a replacement over something like Doom Eternal. It was literally going to be the game. It was literally going to be in that game. Yeah.
So yeah, I'll give you that one. Dishonored 2 basically takes everything that Dishonored 1 did and improves upon it, but guess what? I still go back and play Dishonored 1 because it's still fun. Black Ops 1 Zombies basically took everything that World at War Zombies did, but improves upon it in every way. But guess what? I still go back and play World at War Zombies.
Oh, this part's funny.
I can keep listing examples, but I think they'll get the point.
I just want to point out that this is entirely anecdotal, so just to prove Josh's point even further, I'll give my own anecdotal examples.
My guy, how are you going to sit there and call me out for using anecdotal examples, but then immediately turn around and use an anecdotal example yourself? Like,
I'm not calling you out, Thunder. That wasn't a call out. That was me trying to prove a point.
Call out is when Nier goes on stream, gets really close to his microphone and screams, "That's entirely anecdotal," like he did with me.
Exactly.
That's a call out.
Yeah,
But no, I wasn't trying to call you out with that statement. I was trying to prove a point because what you were saying in regards to games like BioShock and Dishonored are entirely anecdotal. So I wanted to use my own anecdotal statements with games like Black Ops 3 and StarCraft 2.
Yeah. It's not really criticizing you for using anecdotes. He was just adding his own anecdotes on for his own points. Okay, well, at least he takes the L for that. Yeah, that just completely went over your head, it seems.
Yes. Glad we agree on something.
The fuck? Dude, on my end for the Discord stream, the YouTube progress bar has completely split into separate sections.
Wait, what?
Like,
take a
pieces
screenshot of it so I can see it
pieces of-
later.
Alright.
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, let me send that to you.
What is going on? I must see this now.
Oh, your whole screen's turning into
Oh,
pink garbage.
What did what
That
Thunderstruck? What
quality
did
is
you
just, mwah.
Thunderstruck? What did you do to my stream? What did you do?
It's not your stream, it's just Discord. There's no way to fix
It's
it.
Discord.
Oh
yeah.
God! I'll show that this stream. Hang on. Let me go back. Alright, let me go full screen. Stream. Look, it's wait, it's so fucking glitched.
It's just
You're
coming apart.
broken.
He's
He's
wokey.
broken.
He's very wokey. He's very wokey. He's always.
You'd be the oh,
I think we destroyed the fucking YouTube progress bar.
YouTube and Discord are not coinciding well. Right now they're having a clash.
Yo, he broke.
Alex Reject are roasting the fucking Reject's not here. That's Nick. That's not Reject. And also Danny's here. You forgot Danny.
It's okay, I've been quiet.
I'm
the
not
whole
here
time.
though. I'm just a figment of your imagination. I
Yeah,
don't even exist.
What?
That 1,000 subscriber channel is not real.
thank God. Thank God you're just the voice in my
My
head.
prayers have been answered. Anyway. Fucking
Psycho.
hell.
Now
What?
that we're on stream, this is the perfect time to ask you, can I rend the skin from your bones?
Maybe after I die.
Yeah.
Can we make you in the broth?
Yay!
No, that's Krillix.
Aw.
Krillix was the broth. Remember, we were gonna broil him.
Yeah, but if you die before Krillix,
Can
somebody
we stir
would be in
fry
the broth.
Krillix?
If I
Yeah, can we
no,
stir fry Krillix?
we're going to kill Krillix first. Anyway, moving on.
To learn how to
Keep that same energy.
Black Ops 3 zombies.
Oh wait, fuck. Hi, Stuttering Mania. I just saw you here. What's the beef about? It's just dumb opinions between friends, basically. It's the easiest way I could put it. Thunderstruck made a video on Josh, and then Nier made a video responding to Thunderstruck, and now I'm doing a stream responding to Thunderstruck with Nier here.
There's a lot of people here. There's too many people.
There's a few people here.
And that's the only zombies mode I'll ever devote my time into, because Black Ops 3 Zombies did so much things better than any other zombies mode did in the previous and even later zombies games have done. If I consider Black Ops 3 Zombies having the best zombies experience compared to the rest, why would I want to go back and play any of the other ones?
My guy, I don't think you could have picked a worse example for this
I
if
think
you
we-
fucking tried.
I think we could
Like,
skip
you think
this
Black Ops
because
3 is the best
How is
Black Ops?
how is this the worst example?
Well, Thunder already conceded.
This is fair. I mean, he conceded on the whole, like, anecdotes part, but, like, I don't know if he conceded to this point specifically. Stir fried
No,
chicken,
I
what
don't-
the fuck?
What was the point he conceded on?
Oh, no, that was, he
Wait,
conceded
was it
on the
related-
whole, no, he conceded on the anecdotes thing, remember? He said he took the L on that.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm not talking about that. I'm referring to his point on Call of Duty. He's saying it's the worst example in terms of my anecdote.
I know. I will go back and let that play again.
Later Zombies games have done. If I consider Black Ops 3 Zombies having the best Zombies experience compared to the rest, why would I want to go back and play any of the other ones?
My guy, I don't think you could have picked a worse example for this if you fucking tried. Like, you think Black Ops 3 is the best COD Zombies entry, and for the record, so do I. However, isn't Josh's whole argument, and your argument by extension, that a sequel needs to significantly change things up from its predecessor to give people a reason to go play the sequel, but also the predecessor?
No, it doesn't need to. That's just Josh. That's how Josh wants it to go.
Josh's whole point was literally he just wants more riskier sequels. And he doesn't think they all need to do that. Just he wants to see more of it. That's what he likes to see.
Nier never said it has to do that either.
Yeah, no. And Nier's point here with Black Ops 3 is that it's such a good sequel that it doesn't give him any reason to go back and play any of the others. In fact, I'll give you my own anecdote on that, because I literally just informed Nier earlier today that World at War had its own custom maps and shit like Black Ops 3 does, and he didn't know that before. He didn't know it had all the map support and shit.
Yeah, I didn't know that, which makes sense because I never played World at War.
Yeah. And you didn't really have any reason to. I don't blame you.
Also, I believe at some point Thunder brings up Black Ops Cold War, which, ironically enough, Black Ops Cold War is probably the best example in context of like zombies and like risky sequels, because Black Ops Cold War was actually pretty positively received when it came to its changes on zombies.
Yeah, no.
It revamped a lot of things when it came to Pack-a-Punch or the perks. They added in armor. They kind of revamped the point system of like, killing zombies.
I'm pretty sure I've said it.
The portals and stuff.
I'm pretty sure I said it way long ago, like sometime last year on stream, that out of like all of the zombies I didn't play after Black Ops 3, that Cold War looked the most interesting to me.
No, Thunder, your opinion here is not relevant. What I'm saying is that because this is in context of like risky sequels. Your opinion on Black Ops Cold War is irrelevant. What I'm saying is that Black Ops Cold War made a bunch of changes and people liked those changes. Not everybody did, but some people did. That is like another great example of like a risky sequel that ended up doing really well.
You don't play it.
Yeah, I don't. Thunder, because I just explained, I think Black Ops 3 is the pinnacle of zombies. I literally asked the question if I think Black Ops 3 has the best zombies experience, in my opinion, why would I go back to play them? I'm not speaking for myself when it comes to Cold War. I'm speaking for the people that actually liked it.
You don't...
Jesus.
There's a delay. Hang on a second. Let me hear my stream
There's
back.
always going to be a delay.
I know, but I still need to hear my stream back to make sure it's not an actual fuck up, because I've had that before.
Okay. But I'm sure it's just YouTube delay.
Yeah, no, I don't hear anything wrong with it. It's fine, guys.
Yeah.
If there's a delay for you guys, there's a button on the YouTube progress board that says live. Just click on that. You might be able to fix
that is a thing that happens. Sometimes it buffers. Just hit live again, or refresh the stream.
Either that or just refresh your page.
Yeah.
And or just chat has a delay because YouTube.
The latency is not too bad because when I hit live versus like what we're saying to like when it comes on stream.
Do you have it set up to like chat being low latency?
Yeah, it's low latency.
I just unmuted the stream and I heard our voices at the same time as hearing our current voices, and that was fucking weird.
Yeah. No, the stream delay is not that bad, guys. Just refresh or like hit live or whatever. Anyways, back on topic.
Because in that case, you should have plenty of reason to not just play Black Ops 3, but also Black Ops 4 and Cold War, since both of those games significantly changed up the way that zombies played from their predecessors.
That's the content. That's the main reason I had a problem with the original video on Josh, though, is you seem to misinterpret everyone's point here as change for the sake of change is better, and that's not what everyone's saying. Like, just because it's different doesn't make it better, but it should try to do more different things, was Josh's point, because he wants to see more risks there. Nier's point was that some people think Cold War did do it better. They like some of those changes.
The game Just because a game has a reason to go back to it doesn't mean you have to go back to it. I mean, Josh literally said that there's reasons to go back and play 2016. Does he go back and play 2016? No, because he doesn't particularly like 2016, but he can still recognize the fact that there are reasons to go back and play 2016.
Also, Thunder, in the context of having changes in these video games, it's the contents of those changes that matter. And if you do bad changes, people are not going to like it. They're not going to play it.
Well, yeah, there are reasons to play BO4 and Cold War. Doesn't mean you have to go and play them, though.
I'm
Yes,
probably.
there is reasons to play Black Ops 4 and Cold War, but some people don't like Black Ops 4 and Cold War, and it's because of those changes.
And I'm not going to play them. They didn't do it good.
Thunder, everything you're saying right now, I literally just explained. Please shut up. You're just repeating what I said on stream.
I don't want to play those games. I said before on stream that Cold War looked like the most interesting out of the ones I didn't play. And here I am a year later, and I have not played it. Because I have Black Ops 3, I'm never gonna need another.
And yet, a lot of people were put off from those games precisely because they were different. But seeing as you only play Black Ops 3 zombies, but not Black Ops 4 and Cold War zombies, because again, you think they're worse than Black Ops 3, then clearly you agree with the sentiment to an extent as well. Yet despite that though, they offer a significantly different experience, so by your logic, you should have plenty of reason to play them, and yet you only play Black Ops 3. Tell me, Nier, why is that? And if your answer is something along the lines of...
I just answered your question earlier with the clip that you just played, because Black Ops 3 is the best zombies experience, in my opinion.
I think most people agree that it's objectively just the best one, because especially because
that's
of the
also
custom,
the common consensus.
Especially because of the custom maps, the fact that you have the mod tools.
And I'm not denying that Black Ops 4 and Cold War have their own different experiences, but those said experiences have made changes for the worse. Black Ops 4 especially.
I liked Cold War Zombies because it didn't play like zombies.
You're not a fan of zombies, you're just wrong.
Like, I played a little bit of Cold War Zombies, and I liked it for the most part, but I don't think it's the best one. And then Vanguard came.
I didn't even touch Vanguard. I only touched the multiplayer Vanguard.
Vanguard Zombies is the worst zombies. I don't know about Modern Warfare 3 zombies, but Vanguard Zombies is the worst one ever made.
I still think it's the worst. I don't know much about MW3 either, but what I saw from it, I don't think it's as bad as Vanguard. I don't know if it's much better. Vanguard is awful.
Worse than Black Ops 3 and you enjoy Black Ops 3 more, well, then that just brings me back to my original point, that sequels should focus more on improvement rather than change. Like, if you're part of the Call of Duty Zombies community
Thunder.
like I am, you'll know
Thunder.
that the most common opinion...
Thunder. Hey, Thunder. Thunder. Hey, Thunder. You listening? Thunder. Hey, Thunder. Fun fact. You can do both. Video games have done that. They can do risks, and they can also maintain the same formula as their predecessor. Did you know that? I bet you fucking didn't.
Fair. But yeah, no. It just circles back to what I said earlier. Like, literally, our entire point of shit like this being able to coexist.
There is Black Ops 3 is the best, and the next Call of Duty Zombies entry should play like Black Ops 3. Like, I'm not inherently opposed to developers switching things up from their predecessor in a sequel, but the thing is, it has to be just as good, if not better, than the predecessor. But in many cases like that, those changes end up making the games worse because of it. Which is why I don't agree with Josh's opinion that a good sequel needs to significantly switch things up from the predecessor, because in many cases it only makes the end product worse. And notice how I said many cases, not all. In fact, how do you think that Black Ops 3 Zombies came about, which is, your favorite one? It was from Treyarch continuously improving upon ideas that they had in the previous games while fixing some of their issues. So, I'm just going to ask you this. Are you going to say that Treyarch was wrong to do that with Black Ops 3 Zombies?
No.
Let me know if you actually...
That's not Nier's point at all here. You're just kind of singing the same fucking song as before, which Nier's already made his fucking point very clear, and that it's not that he just strictly 100% agrees with what Josh is saying, but it overall is just one massive just clarification. Trying to spin it around as some kind of gotcha on Nier when that's not the point he's trying to make. That doesn't make any fucking sense to me, Thunderstruck. This isn't what he's saying. Oh my god.
Yeah, no. You basically just took the words out of my mouth there.
Mm-hmm. MW3 Zombies is like Warzone, but with zombie. I probably would not like that then.
I would not touch that either. I hate Warzone.
I'm gonna... That sounds... It must be at least as bad as Vanguard then. Maybe slightly more entertainment value, but I don't think I'd like it anymore.
It's not like Warzone, it's like DMZ.
You know,
Either or. I don't want either.
Well, yes, but they don't play the like.
on top of that, there's also the content disparity that I was talking about earlier. You know, Black Ops 2 has a different set of maps than Black Ops 3. In fact, one of the best maps in all of Zombies, that being Mob of the Dead, is not available in Black Ops 3. So if you want to play that...
Me, go ahead and say it, even though I don't fully agree. But go ahead.
Thunder, my guy. Black Ops 3 not having Mob of the Dead? Mods!
No, I don't personally fully agree with that, because the modded one that I used, it had some fucked up spawns with the zombies. It was not 100% together there. Everything else about it was great. It even had the Easter egg figured out, but the zombie spawns were a little jank, and that really fucked up the map and the strategies that are normal on that map.
Even with that being said, it's better than nothing, right?
I mean, it is better than nothing. I would like to see Mob of the Dead in actual Black Ops 3, or you know, that some people, they might have fixed that mod by now anyway, because this was over a year ago now that I played it, so.
Yeah.
Who knows? NW3 Zombies just looks like Outbreak, but worse. I'm probably never gonna touch it then.
Hot take, I kind of liked Outbreak.
I don't have much of an opinion on Outbreak, but if it's just Outbreak but worse, I would probably just go try Outbreak and see if I even like that.
The reason I like Outbreak so much is because I know it gets a lot of shit because it's vastly different, but Outbreak to me was like, it's zombies but open world and you can do whatever you want. I actually really liked that about Outbreak. And then like after you go through a portal in Outbreak, that's when the waves get harder. I actually liked it a lot.
I would go try Outbreak. I probably would never try MW3 Zombies. That's all. That's all I have to say. Fuck anyone who's on console, I guess. That's personally why I don't fully agree with Nier's point. Like, I still said I think that I would like to see Mob of the Dead in Black Ops 3 personally, because that is also my favorite map. That being said, Thunderstruck, outside of that, there is literally no other reason I want to go back to Black Ops 2 other than that map, because it wasn't added by the developers on the actual game I want it to be on, that I think is superior both in every way, just in every way. Its gameplay, the fucking weapons, the pack-a-punch, just the systems they added, the gobblegums. I would prefer everything that Black Ops 3 has over Black Ops 2 in Mob of the Dead. So that's literally the only reason I would have to go back. And I mean that. The only reason I go back. The only reason I ever boot up Black Ops 2, which I haven't in a while, but if I did, it would be to play Mob of the Dead.
Like some rice. What is Outbreak? Outbreak is basically COD Zombies, but open world.
I feel like if someone had the time to actually flesh out that idea, it could be okay.
I think Cold War did it best with how it did Outbreak, and then Vanguard Zombies happened, and then I guess Modern Warfare 3 Zombies happened. Just play Outbreak on Cold War. Don't play Vanguard Zombies or Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. Just play Outbreak if you really want to just experience it.
Why is everyone else being quiet? I mean, Krillix isn't really being quiet. Danny's probably working on something, and Nick is Nick. He talks when he wants to.
I am just quietly waiting for something I can interject on.
He's here. He has to be here, and I know Nick. Especially when there's this many people right now, he's just gonna say shit when he actually has something important to say.
Exactly.
Oof, the stream died. Why what the fuck?
It did. No.
No.
Oh no.
Stream no die. Hang on.
I killed it.
Is it dead?
My stream die. Psyche?
I'm here. I'm trying to check to make sure the
Stream
stream's
is
up.
back.
Oh, okay. I thought you were lagging for a second.
No, I was muted because I have my tablet playing the stream to see if it was like gonna come back or not. And I also have
So I
OBS
call
up
an
and
iPad
shit.
kid confirmed.
I am on tablet.
He iPad kid confirmed.
Okay, but yeah, no, we seem to be back up.
Yeah, people are saying it's back up.
I was making sure everything was good. That's all. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck happened there. That's gay. Fuck you. Whatever the fuck that was. I'm gonna blame YouTube because OBS seemed fine. I'm blaming YouTube. Everyone blame YouTube. It's their fault. As always.
Hashtag pick a side, YouTube.
Switch the screen back. Okay. That's all, you guys. Fuck YouTube. They're the big gay. And, yeah. Fuck them. Moving on. What were we talking about? We were talking about zombies. Yeah, no. I stand by my point about, like, Mob of the Dead. That's literally the only... And I think it would just be an objectively better experience if it was in Black Ops 3 anyway, so... That's all there is to it, really. I don't know what else to say there. I have nothing else to add, so moving on.
Yep.
You got to go back to Black Ops 2, which is, again, a tangible reason to go back to those older games.
I'll give you another anecdotal example. StarCraft 2. StarCraft 2, in my opinion, is the best RTS game ever made, and they have made so much new content for it to the point of insanity, and it's so much better than its predecessor. However, I rarely ever play StarCraft 1 because of its outdated gameplay. The only reason I ever want to go back and play StarCraft 1 is because it has a better story, and it's for nostalgia reasons. So that begs the question again, if I think StarCraft 2 has such amazing gameplay compared to its predecessor, why would I go back to StarCraft 1 besides nostalgia reasons? I rest my case.
Now, if I were a betting man, I'd say that StarCraft 1 probably has content that isn't available in StarCraft 2, but I don't really know that much.
No,
about
anything in
StarCraft 1 'cause I've
StarCraft
never
1
played
is
it,
in StarCraft
so
2.
let's
Just
move
it
on.
plays better.
Yeah. I've seen
So,
you play
like-
plenty of StarCraft 1, and StarCraft 2 is just objectively better.
So, because what he's trying to get at, I don't know if he has played StarCraft 2. I don't know if he's played StarCraft 1, but in StarCraft 1, the units were pretty different, like the unit composition, and it's very few compared to StarCraft 2.
He just said he hasn't played 1 in chat.
Okay, so pretty much anything that was in StarCraft 1 is also in StarCraft 2 because they had some expansion packs, they had modding capabilities for the arcade mode. So yeah, anything that was in StarCraft 1, it's in StarCraft 2. Like StarCraft 1, you had things like the Dragoon for the Protoss, or the Lurkers for the Zerg, or the medics in StarCraft 1 for the Terran, or the the Science Vessel. Most of those units are in the campaign of StarCraft 2. And if you're modding a map in StarCraft 2, you can get those.
No die. Stream no.
It's fine for me.
It blacked out again for me, and people are saying it died again. Hang on.
I'm watching the stream right now.
Okay,
so
now
it'll
it's
be
back
fine.
up again. It just... Oh no, YouTube's being gay, guys. I'm sorry.
If StarCraft 2 has all the content that it was in StarCraft 1, then I guess there isn't much reason to go back to StarCraft 1. Yeah, like I said, I'll only ever play StarCraft 1 for nostalgia reasons.
It has all the same... It has all the content, plus it has like all the modding and shit from like the arcade, and it's just better.
It's the exact same...
I'm not in Alaska, ThunderStruck! This is my stream, you fuckwit!
It's the exact same situation with Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild.
Fucking Alaskan... No. God, this is why I call you a dense, obtuse motherfucker.
Canadian internet.
Jesus Christ. I don't even care about the insult anymore. It's just fucking stupid that I thought it was Alaskan.
It's fucking awesome.
Oh my god.
Because everything here is just Breath of the Wild expanded upon, and that really sticks out. Like a
Okay, I've never been to this part of the video yet.
Each new game in the series has had a massive change to its gameplay.
Hooray, we're in new territory. Except for Krillix.
Even though it uses the same engine and at face value looks exactly the same, because Majora's Mask plays nothing like Ocarina of Time.
My guy, outside of the masks and the time loop mechanic, Majora's Mask pretty much plays exactly the same as Ocarina of Time.
But the new features that Majora's Mask has compared to Ocarina of Time is what makes it unique and gives people a reason to go back to it. I still don't understand how you can be this dense. This is what eating peanuts with the shell does to a man.
My guy, I could literally say the same thing about the new shit they added in Tears of the Kingdom. The whole focus of the gameplay in Tears of the Kingdom is on the puzzle solving and exploration, and the build mechanic
Exactly the same as
alone
Breath of the Wild.
completely changes the way you approach both. At a rough estimate, I'd say about 90% of the puzzles in the shrines, dungeons, and the open world require you to build something, or otherwise use the build mechanics.
The open world doesn't require you to build anything.
Puzzle. As for traversal, when you're
Except for
down
maybe
in
the Sky
depths,
Islands.
the game encourages.
Well, I haven't played the game, so this is all you, Krillix.
Yeah. The open world, with the exception of maybe the Sky Islands, doesn't require you to build anything. You can easily just use the same traversal shit you used in fucking Breath of the Wild.
Majora's Mask is very different, other than maybe the combat and art style. Like, I've only played a little bit of Ocarina of Time back at my friend's when I was like, 10. I don't know. It was a while ago, guys.
Well, from what I know, Majora's Mask plays exactly like Ocarina of Time, just there's a lot more shit that you can do in Majora's Mask. Like, the mask mechanics, the time loops. A lot of characters have their own, like, character arcs. So, like, Josh explains it in a comment that he left on Thunder's video.
Well, Thunder just...
like, what's different.
Thunder just said puzzle specifically.
Majora's Mask.
Thunder is saying puzzles specifically, so...
I've never played an Ocarina of Time, only Majora's Mask, so...
Yeah, I can't comment too much on those games either, personally.
I think Thunder is referring to Tears of the Kingdom specifically.
Well, when he says puzzles, I think he is, yes. When it comes to Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, I can't comment much.
Well, you also said exploring the open world, the game requires you to use the building mechanics, which it doesn't.
Okay. I'm just gonna move on then.
Encourages you to use the Zonai devices and the build mechanic to traverse the depths because of how unforgiving the terrain is down there. Meanwhile, using the building mechanics is straight up required to traverse the Sky Islands. Yet you're really going to claim that Tears of the Kingdom doesn't differentiate itself from Breath of the Wild, which didn't even have those mechanics to begin with. And as such, the way you approach puzzle solving and traversal was different in that game. Interesting that you don't bring that up, but I know exactly why you didn't. It's because, gasp, you didn't play the fucking game.
No, I've never played Tears of the Kingdom.
Okay, as someone who has played way too fucking much of both games, there's no mechanics in Breath of the Wild that don't exist in Tears of the Kingdom. That's the whole issue Joshua has with it. There's no mechanics in Breath of the Wild that Tears of the Kingdom doesn't have. That's his whole issue with it. Which is a valid issue. This guy requires it in the depths. It heavily... Actually, in the depths, you can get yourself fucked if you actually use the building too much. It's a lot safer to not use the buildings, or to not build shit in the depths. Like, if you build a glider, you can fly into something that you would never fucking see in time. Whereas if you're just walking around, you have plenty of time to throw bright bloom seeds. In the sky, a lot of islands don't require it, no. A lot of part of the Sky Islands have, I guess you call them jump pads. To
man cannon.
Yeah, man cannons.
But yeah, no.
Some islands do require it, but most don't.
Why are you so confident? You don't know what you're talking about. And before you try saying,
Thunder.
oh, but since
I don't give a fuck.
Now that they just thought about it.
Hold on, Krillix. I just need to get this straight with Thunder. Thunder, I don't care about the game. I don't give a fuck. I'm focusing on your video.
Another thing that I just thought of, you actually are not required to use the building mechanics to get to the islands, because there's a very cool thing that I noticed. Every single Sky Island has rocks that drop beneath it, and you can use the rewind time rune, which is based off of the stop time rune in Breath of the Wild, to get up to the top of the islands. You never have to build to get up to them.
Again, I didn't play the game.
Yes,
I don't give a fuck one way or the other.
If you see, yeah, every single island has shit dropping beneath it. That way you can rewind to get up there. You never have to build to get to the islands.
When it comes to your whole point about Nier not knowing what he's talking about, though, I'm more so on his side that he's focusing on your video more so than the game here.
Thunder's gonna lose his shit when he realizes when it came to the arena shooter drama with Krulix, there's most arena shooters I've never played, like Quake.
I mean, for fuck's sakes, where does he think you got all of your information about Halo?
Mm-hmm.
Hello, I'm right here.
And what Nier said here is parroting what I said what I told him when we were watching the video. There's only like one instance where Nier's like, yeah, I don't really know much about this. I think that's like the combat or whatever.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But yeah, moving on.
The Wild didn't have those, why go back to Breath of the Wild? Well, I can apply that same logic to Majora's Mask, since the features that were added in there are not present in Ocarina of Time, therefore, by your logic, why go back and play Ocarina of Time? Shit like this is how you know that this dude knows